What's up? What's up? It's the Arthur Moats Experience with Deke. I'm Arthur Moats, and that's my main man, Deke.
What's good, bro?
Bro, we back in the saddle. It's a beautiful day. We got Miles Killebrew joining us today, special teams captain.
Should be a good one.
Definitely should be a good one, man. So I'm excited about that. You know, and shoot, it's Thursday. Can't go wrong with a Thursday, man.
Big game tonight, too.
What am I feel like I'm missing something. Who plays tonight?
Browns, Jets.
You're right. The Flacco and
This is a big game. Like,
it low-key is.
Browns think they have everything locked up, but
they gotta keep winning. Yeah.
Not 100% sure just yet.
Dude,
I could see the Browns messing this up.
I truly
can.
That was tonight, bro.
Because my buddy's girlfriend, she's a Browns fan. Her whole family.
And they stay up. That's the one you be when y'all go up to the games, right? You pull up.
Yeah. So her family, big Browns fans, big Cleveland fans. So I told her, I was like, listen, this would be hilarious, and I hope it happens. That the Browns lose out here. They end up missing the playoffs. We went out. We end up making it in over them. That would just be the most Cleveland Browns thing of all time. Because this is probably their best season they've had in the last, 20, 25 years to be in this point. I know they had the wild card game with Baker and everything, but to be at this point in the season, 10-5, I think you have the playoffs locked up. Because I think that Baker year where they beat us in the wild card, they didn't have it locked up. End, yeah. They had to beat us, and we had Mason in there, so they luckily got in. But I'm serious. This might be their best season in 20, 25 years. Up to this point, at least. Yeah. So that's what I mean. It would just be so Cleveland Browns of them to lose it out and have us on such a down year where we're trying to fire everyone, sneak in over them. It would be incredible.
And the thing is this, man, the Jets, they still going to show up. They play really good defense, man. And that's why a lot of their
Thursday
games.
night, ugly game.
Yeah, a lot of their games, man, they find a way to make it close and mucky, man.
This will be what? Flacco's fourth or fifth game starting for the Browns at this point?
I think fourth one now, right? Yeah.
Maybe he starts cooling off.
Oh, that's the thing, man. We're going to find out. I forgot all about that being tonight. Yeah, so we definitely got action there, man. All right. So we got that tonight.
And then they played the Bengals last week. Division game, anything can happen.
Anything can. Where's that game at? Is it in Cincy?
I'm not sure. But that'd be awesome if the Browns lost out. They could still probably lose out and make the playoffs because they have a little bit of a cushion.
They would need hope. But either way, though, bro, I definitely see what you said, though. It's legitimate. It's definitely legitimate, man. I like it, bro.
All I'm saying, watch out.
These last two games are going to be super duper interesting, man. It's low key. I know for us, we got big action. Like you talked about over in Cleveland is big action. A lot of these teams, man, even for Baltimore. Like, man, this is some big stuff about to happen these next two games, man. So we're
rooting for Baltimore, right?
I mean,
are we doing the whole thing?
It depends on how you looking at it, man.
Where we want them to win so they could sit their starters. Is that what we're doing? Are they going to sit their starters, though?
See, I don't know.
Because then that means they would have the one seed bye.
Right.
Do you want to take 2 weeks off? That worked poorly in the past with those Peyton Manning Colts teams. Yeah. They'd always come out in the divisional rounds flat.
I told you how I felt about that, how we experienced it. We were definitely flat man that Jags game. So, yeah, it's real. But then you see teams like the Patriots who made a living doing it, right? You talk about the Chiefs of lately. They've made a living doing it,
He would typically start his guys, though. Man. Belichick would start Brady in them last week. No?
See,
I'm pretty sure he
would.
Man. Yeah, think of that. Well, that was the 17-0. You're trying to set records. But, yeah, Brady and all them were in for that final Giants game where the Giants almost upset them. Yeah. Then they met in the Super Bowl, and Giants actually did upset them in that game. I think he typically played Brady. Yeah. At least for a half.
I mean, I don't think it's a right or wrong way.
I think it's better for the Ravens to win, though, heading into Week 18.
So I'm kind of like multifaceted. I would rather the Ravens win this week, Lamar go crazy this week, so then it locks up the MVP for him, and then we ain't got to worry about seeing him the following game. That's kind of how I looked at it. I wasn't even thinking about them being able to potentially lock up whatever they need to lock up. I'm just like, if they win, Lamar goes crazy. They kill two birds, one stone. You get your one seed.
I think they'd be the MVP. One seed if they beat Miami.
Right. Yeah. And you get your MVP essentially locked up with a Niners performance and now versus a Dolphins performance. So there's really no incentive for them or him specifically to show up in that last game.
Unless you're just trying to not be rusty. But that's the thing. I'd rather their mentality be like, we're just out here so we're not trying to be rusty.
Because that's a preseason
versus
mentality.
Like, we got to win this to be the one seed.
Because we have that mentality. We have the we got to win to get in mentality.
Right.
know tomorrow. Whereas for them, it would definitely become
And maybe they only
of,
play Lamar for a half.
right,
Or the
because
starters for a half.
you really have to decide what is worth it, right? The risk of rest or the risk of injury. And that's a very legitimate, dynamic, especially when you're talking about just the style
when
of
you
offense.
have it and when you have it locked in.
Mm-hmm.
It's a meaningless game.
Yeah.
Outside of you just trying to not get rusty.
Correct.
Yeah, what's worth it?
Yeah. So that'll be interesting to see, man. But a lot of that does stem from this week. They beat Miami. That changes everything for them. They lose to Miami now. They fired up. They got to get this dub this last game. So, yeah.
I think we're rooting for the Ravens, then.
I'm
I know
rooting
you
for
are
Lamar.
either way.
I'm rooting for Lamar.
I know you are either way.
Well, I mean, chill out. Don't do me like that. You heard me say I had multiple avenues with this. I was like, which avenue are we going? Because it's obviously another reason why I need Baltimore to win this week. I mean, that sets it up perfectly for what I'm trying to get done. Okay? Yeah, that'll check off. Because I got two back doors. I got the back door for Lamar to get the MVP. And then I got the double back door for the Bills 2 seed Josh to win it all, MVP. So one or the other, but it all stems from this week. And I need Lamar and Baltimore to make a decision. ASAP.
You know what, actually, speaking of MVP,
Don't do that. Don't do that.
I
Don't
thought
do that.
about some things.
Don't do that. Don't do that. You about to do a lot. Don't do that. I can already sense your tone. It just came off super duper negative. Your energy just shifted. I could already, you smiling, you giggling. It seems like you about to say something outlandish. Here we go. Let me hear this outlandishness. Here we go. Here we go.
It's just a question.
It's never just a question with you, D. It's never just a question. All right.
I just never heard the tone in your voice.
Here he is.
Defending 7 back in the day when he was leading the league in passing yards.
What year was this?
30-plus touchdowns. But he had
this?
like 15, 16 picks. And
That's 2-1 though.
I never heard the defense like I was hearing from Josh Allen yesterday.
If it was 3-1, if it was leading, you said 30 to 15. You said 30 to 15. That's 2-1.
We could look it up. He
That's
led the league
2-1.
in passing yards too.
Well, I'm saying, give me.
He might have had some rushing touchdowns.
Yeah, I'm just saying, if we talking total, that's what we looking at right now. That's all. Because I get the argument if he leads the league in turnovers. So it's like, okay, let's look at who has turnovers and where those numbers are in relation. And now let's look at touchdowns in relation. And yeah, the argument just ain't valid.
I'll be honest. I think the turnover stuff with Allen is overblown. I am going to keep that same energy. Like I kept that energy when I would talk about Ben. It's like the turnovers a turn. Like it's whatever. You live and die with it. Like
18
it's
turnovers,
his style of play. Like,
plus touchdowns.
you live with that.
Yeah. For every one turnover, he's going to give you 3 touchdowns.
I think he has cost the Bills a couple games this year.
He did. The Jets game. We said that.
And they were
Absolutely.
like high-profile games.
Yeah. Absolutely. And that's a part of it. No different. You said 7. I bring up Brett Favre. He's the other Hall of Famer like that. Where it's going to be some times where Brett is going to cook out there. And there's other times he's going to throw you up out that stadium, man. You live with it, though, because more times than not, this is what I'm getting with that, man.
But yeah, that was just something that popped
but
in my
listen,
mind.
man,
Listen, where was that defense for 7 back in the day?
And it was also different because I was an active player back in those times, too. You feel me? If I'm actively playing, I can't be over here doing all that. Nah, we locked in.
He's one of your teammates.
Yeah, we locked in. We went over here saying, AB supposed to be MVP. AB should be Offensive Player of the Year. Even though we felt like that, we won't holler in that. Because we was trying to get it where AB would be MVP and L. Bill get Offensive Player of the Year. We wanted that. And we figured that was never going to happen. Yeah.
No, 7 love.
No, 7 already had his love. But we just saying, it was definitely, in that 4-year span, we was like, that and that need to get that. And we was like, yeah, you ain't going to fight that fight. That ain't happening.
AB maybe could have if Ben didn't get hurt that one year.
Because he was about to go for the 2K.
Yeah. Easily. It's not even a question.
That was
he would have
literally the
easily
year.
Done it.
That was the year, bro.
Because when Vic and Landry came in, his numbers went down the tubes. And that was like for 4 or 5 games.
Think about it, bro.
4 or 5 games, and he still had like 1,800 some yards.
We were still with it, but it's like that was a big difference, man, for him in terms of that type of season. And then I think for L. Bill, he got hurt.
He got hurt too much, just in general.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the one year he went crazy.
Stupid. That was the year he took us all the way to the AFC
22,
Championship.
2,300 like total yards.
Mm-hmm. So that was the year for him.
Rushing,
where we
receiving.
You need to be Offensive Player of the Year. This cat needs to be MVP type situation because they were both just insane. We were seeing from the dudes, man. But yeah, bro. Yeah, man. So we do got action tonight. All right, so we locked in.
Yeah, I'm gonna be tuning in.
I got something to be tapping into then, man. I got
we want the Jets.
Rooting Jets. All right.
official rooting guide for the Steelers. I looked
Even
it
though
up.
I don't even like the Jets in the least bit, bro. It's like, but I don't like the Browns either.
Well,
does a
division
tie hurt?
rival, right?
Does a tie hurt?
Jets being a division rival.
Yeah, I hate them both.
But then you also have some of the TG effect from earlier this season. Is that what it is?
That is definitely it too. That's definitely it. I'm just like, no, bump them. I hate them. Yeah,
He came in hot with them.
he did off the top rope. Mm-hmm.
It sucks to see.
No, it doesn't. Don't say it sucks. It doesn't suck.
I don't care.
Nope.
It just would have
It's
been
beautiful to see.
It would have been more interesting to see the season play out with Rodgers at quarterback and how the division
I love it.
would have unfolded.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not sitting here feeling that bad for the Jets though, in general. But I think it just would have been interesting throughout the season for the TG interviews.
We both lost Pro Bowl, all pro caliber players to Achilles injuries. Okay, so it's fair.
I can't
It's
go.
fair. It's fair, bro.
I can't go that
it's
far.
It's fair.
Quarterback's a bigger deal.
Pro Bowl, Achilles, all three of them things. We both lost what? We lost what? They lost what? Fair.
I can't go that far.
Fair. Both.
But Bills, I'll say this: Bills are dealing with a lot of injuries.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
They
fighting.
are on
They
defense,
fighting, bro. They fighting.
Yeah, they got a lot going on there.
They fighting, man. Like I said, we're going to find a way for both of us to get in this playoffs, though, so we ain't going to trip. Both of us. Man.
Well,
we all going to get in here together.
If it happens the way you're thinking, it's going to be the first round matchup.
Yeah,
then.
and ain't wrong with that either, man. There is nothing
2
wrong with
versus 7.
that. There is nothing. We've been wanting to see this anyways. We've been wanting to see this. So, cool. Here we go. What better place? All right? What better way to set the stage? Yeah.
You're not wrong.
That's how I look at it, man.
Let's do it.
I'm like, and I'm sure both parties gonna be interested. Like, yep, I want some of that. And I'll be like, yeah, I want some of that. Yeah. So that's how I'm drawing it up over here. I'm just walking it down 1 week at a time. I'm like, Baltimore, check this box
both
off,
teams
man.
will be feeling good about themselves because that means the Steelers win out.
Yeah.
Whether it's with Mason playing good or Kenny gets back in, and then that would be for the Bills to get the 2 seed. You would have had to
winning out, and they didn't went through the gauntlet already. Yeah, bro. Like I said, that'll be a fun one, man. And right up the road, you know, we'd have been up there before. Come on, man. It's weather's still nice too, man. We ain't get snowed in.
It has been pretty mild so far. Mild December. So I'm assuming it's
better be a vibe,
not that bad
bro.
up in Buffalo right now.
Even though
they are 3
50s?
hours north.
It was like 50s 2 weeks ago. Not the Chargers game because they were obviously on the road, but I want to say the week before that it was like 50s up there, man. So hey, man, you never know. Catch a good little day out there, man. I would love for that.
Get your popcorn ready.
I would be very excited if that does transpire. I'm hoping so. I've been eyeing it. I'm like, come on.
No way.
We got it.
I thought you were avoiding
that. It's legitimate. No, because both teams at various points of the season have had to move on from people, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're the only 2 teams, right? That fired OCs mid-season.
Yeah, man.
Other teams have fired coaches.
Yeah. Chargers did
Reich.
coach and GM.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Reich, McDaniel.
Yeah.
Out the Raiders.
Mm-hmm.
We're the only ones with the OCs.
Yeah, man.
Getting fired.
So it's like we kind of locked in. We not Eskimo brothers, but we like fired coordinator brothers. All right. Yeah. So here we go, man.
Tomlin, McDermott, the William & Mary connection.
See, man, come on, bro. Yeah. And I just fall right in between that because I don't like William & Mary. That's my connection. See.
Okay.
It's perfect, man.
I wanted to bring up Rod Dahl's comment as my Deke thought because it was pretty
What'd
good.
He say, bro?
He had a trivia question.
What'd he say?
And I may have lost it.
It was a trivia question.
Oh, here it is. I found it.
All right.
Rod Dahl says Thursday trivia. Who is the Steelers' leading career punter? Average yards per kick entering 2021.
I have zero clue, bro. Yeah.
What did entering 2021 have to do with this? It can't be Presley Harvin.
Yeah, would you say Jordan Berry there? Because he was real specific about 2021.
Yeah, is Presley Harvin actually the leading punter? Is that why we had to disqualify 2021
super specific? Yeah, man.
Forward.
I'm gonna say Jordan Berry. I don't know of anybody other than Brad Wing and who else was a cool punter here, man?
There's not too many guys we've liked.
Right, I know like kickers.
At least during the Ben era,
yeah.
There's not many good punters we've had.
So
Sepulveda had a little bit of a run. We had Gardocki. He was kind of trash at times. He was older.
Okay.
But he had this crazy streak that he's never gotten a punt blocked.
Mm.
And he was probably late 30s, 40s, like
Okay.
throughout his whole
So it
career.
was like for a
So
while
that
then.
stat was always being brought up
Yeah.
anytime he was sent out there.
Did it ever get blocked?
I think he had one blocked, but it went forward, so it didn't count.
Nah. Yeah, there's no such thing as a tip punt.
So he
Yeah.
might have ended his career without a blocked punt, but he wasn't that good. He didn't have a big leg. He was kind of accurate, I
So,
guess.
I'm gonna go Barry.
He didn't have any shanks,
I'm
really.
going Barry. I don't know anybody else, and he was my teammate longer.
Maybe it is.
Is it Barry? Watch, it's gonna be somebody weird. It's gonna be a name that we can be like, oh.
All right,
that's,
Rod Dallas, give us the answer.
Yeah, who's the answer, Rod?
Yeah, I thought that was a good little question.
look, he is
Deke
right
thought,
there. I
or
like
Rod
that.
Dallas thought to start off the day.
Shout out to
I'm
Rod,
not gonna
man.
take credit for that.
Shout out, hey, look, in the same way Coach
Okay,
Tomlin
yeah,
said,
it's some dude from the 60s.
there,
Bobby Joe Green,
There you have
45.7 yards from 60 to 61.
there you have it, man. Like I said, I knew it was gonna be somebody like that. And Pittsburgh tied the end, man. I wish it was as simple as Scobie, but those are kickers, man. The Scobies, the Sweeshams and company like that. Yeah, I knew it was something questionable when he said punter. Now, what is the correlation then to Presley Harvin's number? Is Presley technically better then? Is that where you start the 2021 Rod Dollars? We need to know now. 45.7. What's Press?
Yeah, why did you stop at 2021?
That was so
it's really
that was
random.
really specific. Yeah,
I think that was Presley's first year, right?
yeah.
It can't be him. It can't be. It's impossible.
I don't. Yeah, I'm like, is it? It Loki. Watch. He gonna say something crazy like, yeah, right.
No, there's just no way. I'll look it up right now. Because we're taking what, his total average?
Yeah, and he said this guy was 45.7.
Prez is at 44.0.
Ooh, okay, all right.
Why is he ranked 33rd in the league right now?
In terms of punt average, just because that's just the distance, bro.
I feel like that's a good average, though, right? That's pretty good. Maybe they're counting.
No.
What
Punt
are
average
they-
and
what are
net
they
punt are
counting?
two different things. Punt average, what I'm saying is just the distance of how far you just punting it.
Oh,
That's
not
all
good.
that is. Yeah,
that's
that's
good.
not
then.
good. But if you're
That's
talking
bad.
net punt is the punt plus the return yardage. Look at his net punt. That's what you want to check.
33rd. That's tough.
No.
There's 32 teams in this
You
league.
want to check the net punt.
39.
What is the net punt on average? That's what I'm asking.
39.2.
That's what you want to be at 40. That's the only thing right now. You want to have that at 40. 39.2, you're not terrible. The reason why I'm saying that is this. We don't punt here with Danny Smith and the Pittsburgh Steelers for distance because you give up big returns. They punt for, I'm trying to put that ball outside the numbers, and I want fair catches. So that's why they say check the net punt average on that thing, because that's going to tell you exactly how much ground this punt covered and the return part with it. All right. So you think 40-yard punt, you flipping the field every single time in terms of the net part of it. Whereas the average, man, dudes can average 40, 50 yards a punt, right?
Sure.
But if you're giving up 20, 30 yards in return, that's only a 30-yard net. It's only a 20-yard net. But your average looks sexy. But when you look at the actual punt in terms of field position, what it does to your team, defense, that ain't what you're looking for. So the 39 is what you're checking, and you just say you wanted to be at 40 because that is what we really say is like, yo, you really cooking at this level if you putting 40 yards, flipping every single time you punt that ball. But that's why we also say when people criticize Presley Harvin, if they don't understand what they're supposed to be looking for, they're just going to look at what you just did and say, man, you 32nd or 33 out of however many, you're terrible. What is this? That's why.
It's looking like for the net, this looks like around probably
This is middle of the pack.
20th, 20th in the league.
Nah.
21st.
Look at where 40 is and higher. Where does that start at?
Seems like there's been some good punters this league or this year then, because 40
In terms of the net, right?
40
strictly
starts
net.
around like probably it'll be the 18th or 19th
Yeah,
punter in the
all
league.
right.
So there's
Yeah,
look,
so
I mean,
they up then. Heck
yeah,
yeah,
you
I'm
see
looking.
there's a lot of
They
punters
definitely up
in
this
the
year.
40s and up.
But
for the net.
that's the
Braden
magic
Mann,
number,
44.
Man. That's the magic number, man. That's the magic number, bro.
Braden Mann, we had him.
Yeah.
Let him go.
That's the magic number, though, man.
Braden Mann is 4th in the league. Net.
Good for him, man.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. We had him. Let him go. Is what it is. It's life.
Hey, man, it is what it is, baby.
So Bobby Joe Green.
Shout out to Bobby Joe, though, man. Shout out.
All right. Well, that's all I got for starting the show.
Shoot, man, I like it, bro. We got about 9 minutes anyways before special teams captain Miles Killebrew gonna hop on the show with us. Anywho, so this is perfect time to start the show like how we always do. Let us know where you're tuning in from in the comment section. That way we can give you that big boy shout out to start today's show. And of course, don't forget to hit that like button one time for the culture and subscribe if you have not done so just yet.
Tony Carlson brings up a good name. Josh Miller. He was a good punter under the Cower era. I do remember him vaguely.
Early Cower or back end Cower?
I think late 90s.
Late 90s. All right.
He might have even been around
punters,
for
bro.
early 2000s.
Hey, look, man. Punters need love too, man. Punters need love.
Yeah, and then he follows up and says Miller was a dog for a punter.
There it is.
Can't believe people forgot him.
That's all I like to hear, man.
Yeah, I think he was gone by the time we brought Ben in. And we started having some trash punters for whatever reason throughout Ben's career. Some really trash ones. TC Kroom, 937, Dayton, Ohio. I think I said him first yesterday, didn't I?
I don't remember, but we can go with it if you did, man. Shoot, maybe that's the good luck.
Tyron 330, Alliance, Ohio, baby.
Shout out to Alliance, baby. Let's get it.
Ryan W, 1099, from the 713 H-Town, baby.
All right, let's go.
Alex Morrison.
He said 1099 had me think about the YouTube cat. Was it 1099 Jake? I said, all right, hey, nah, sheesh.
Mike Hood from the 614 San Diego Airport today.
All right, shout out to the airport one time.
He's traveling a little bit.
Yeah, safe travels, my dad.
SD Ninja 619, also tuning in from San Diego, the 619. We got Richard Arbizo 310 Carson, California. Shout out to a half day at work. Lets me get some pre-New Year's Eve drink practice on.
Let's go. If you don't practice, how you gonna be prepared for the big night, baby? Come on, man. Keep practicing. Keep practicing.
Metal Militia 641 Newton, Iowa. Pittsburgh Toddy 86
Salute.
520 Tucson, Arizona, representing. I Am Prime 775 Nevada. Unfortunately.
Unfortunately. Well, that is very unfortunate. Let me hop in here, man. I got a few on my end. SD Ninja 619. Tapping in from the 619 San Diego, California. Then after that, we got the homie. Dang, chat jumped on me. Nah, it just came back to me. Hey now, Joselito Colon, DJ Apollo out of the 716. You know what the 716 is, Deke?
Not too familiar.
It's a great place to be from. It's Buffalo area. All right, so shout out to the 716. He says, hoping Mason doesn't go through the Dobbs effect. That's legitimate.
Same.
That is very legitimate, man.
Well, we still got to find out who's our starting quarterback.
Don't you like the suspense? I'm hoping we get it like Seattle. Seattle waited right till the coin toss. He was like, is it Drew Lock? Is it Geno? Is it
You're
Drew?
right.
Is it Geno? Is it Drew? Is it Geno? So let's hold out, man. We ain't got to rush. Yeah. Richard Arbizo in the 310 Carson, California. And he says, you already said shout out to the half day at work. Salute him on that, man. And he also says he wore the same hoodie as me today. Man, salute you on that then, baby. And promo code Moats, 15% off up until the 2nd of January on all the merchandise, man. You still got the hat on as well. All right, we tapped in, but salute you, baby. Absolutely. All right, Ray Meeks in the 757, a.k.a. The Crib. VA in the house. And then I'm going to end it with the homie Jim Wilson in the 717 Central, Pennsylvania. Shout out to Central PA. And I see a Shock in the 704 Charlotte, North Carolina. Shout out to them Charlotte cats, man. If y'all want to be team captain, man, I get it. Just run out there and say you from Charlotte, bro. I get it. Might get suspended, but it's worth it in the end.
You want to just hit some of these super chats?
Because I feel like Killebrew going to call. He going to call on time. I feel like he an on time type of guy.
Yeah, special teams captain.
Yeah, you don't become special teams captain by being late. Okay? So let's make sure we all sit up. Yeah, all right, I'm good. You good, I'm good. You not bad. There's a whole bunch going on today, bro.
Fisher Momentum says, Happy Friday, Junior. Beat the Seahawks.
Got to do that. And
Hashtag Mr. Jack Myers Jr.
Let's go.
Yeah, I think he's got a couple more. Yeah. Hashtag Maurice Phillip Myers. Hashtag Michael Regis Myers. Hashtag twins.
Shout out. Hold on. You're a twin? Hold on. No.
His
Maurice
brothers twins.
And Michael are twins. Okay. Shout out to the twins then.
Also says new ambition music and shows in 2024. Hashtag Pretty Ricky.
Shout out to Pretty Ricky. No, so it's got to be Fisher Momentum because remember he said at times call him, yeah. So I think he's saying that's his twin brother.
Okay,
yeah.
So he just gave himself a hashtag there.
I don't know, bro. I don't know. He going to clarify in a second. I feel like he's saying he has a twin, though.
Okay.
I feel like he said that before, too, in the past. I feel like he's definitely said he has a twin brother. I could be off, but I'm almost right.
I'm with you. It's either or. It's either he's a twin or he's got twin brothers.
I could be off.
It's one of those two. He's definitely mentioned twins before.
I was about to say, I'm not tripping, right? I've heard twins come from him. Yes. All right.
Luke P., what happened to not losing the job due to injury? Dan Moore didn't, but Kenny will.
What do you mean? Dan Moore.
When Broderick came in and played left tackle that one game, I thought he played pretty good. Like, he outplayed Dan Moore, but Dan Moore came back.
But the whole...
And ended up being the starter.
But remember, that same week, that was when the Chuk situation happened, too. And then they ended up benching. Was that the same time frame? Am I tripping?
So Broderick came in Ravens game.
Right, and then I thought the next game was when they ended up benching Chooks for whatever he had said. And
yeah,
that
but
was why he went there and Dan Moore came back.
Broderick back on the bench and put Dan Moore at left tackle. And yeah, Broderick ended up playing, but that was just more so due to Chooks and some of his commentary late in the game.
Well, I would simply say it like this, man. In terms of losing it to due to injury or not, the difference is this: Dan Moore has played at a higher level of consistency than Kenny Pickett has throughout his time here as the starter. So if that was why they made the shift, that's why they made the shift. And then on top of that, Broderick, even though he played well in every single game I've talked about Broderick playing out here, he's played well, but he still has had some negative plays also. None of it was as lopsided as Mason putting on his performance versus everything we've seen from Kenny throughout this process. So I think in that context, it's literally as simple as who has done way more. You know what I mean? Whereas with Dan, he's not going to give you great play, but he gives you steady, or he's typically in the steadier space than we've seen with Kenny. And that has been regardless of coordinator or quarterbacks. So that could literally be as simple, as that for them. But at the same time, this is Coach T, man. They have already made unprecedented moves. They fired a coordinator for the first time since 1941. So if he decides that, you know what, Dan Moore is fine with me, but Kenny, I'm going to switch you out. This is what happens when your season is going how it's going, man. You start making moves like that. So, hey, it is what it is, man.
That's what I think.
Yeah.
Each situation could have its own individual intricacies. Because at the time, I was fine just starting Broderick Jones over Dan Moore the rest of the way because I felt like Dan Moore, based off his play, left the door open too. Where it wouldn't be crazy.
We had differed on that part.
It wouldn't have been crazy to keep Broderick in though, based off his Ravens performance. But ultimately, they went back to Moore. And in this situation, now you're dealing with a quarterback. That's a whole different position. And I've said it multiple times. Kenny, based off his play, has left the door open for whoever to step in and take the job for the rest of the season. And now we're sitting here too, and that's another thing between the two examples here. We're at a different point in the season where we have 2 weeks left. We haven't seen Kenny for a month, whereas Dan Moore was only out for a week. So there's, I think, a lot of different things in play for both these scenarios. But in both, I was fine with putting in the guy that replaced the former starter. We didn't do Broderick Jones with Dan Moore, but ultimately he ended up playing at right tackle. And then this Kenny scenario, let's just be real, Mason lit it up. So you should get the Seahawks start. But ladies and gentlemen, hope you guys enjoy this interview with Miles Killebrew.
All right, Miles, you got me over there?
I got you loud and clear.
All righty. So, ladies and gents, we have been teasing about it, been hitting at him, and he's finally here. This guy came into the NFL in the 2016 draft when he was selected in the 4th round with the 111th overall pick to the Detroit Lions out of Southern Utah University. And then from there, after, his tenure there, signed with the Pittsburgh Steelers in 2021 as an unrestricted free agent and has been blocking punts, being our special teams captain and everything else in between. Talking about nothing other than Miles Killebrew. Miles, man, first off, bro, always good to talk to you, man. Appreciate you taking some time and hop on the show with us today.
Oh, of course, Mr. Moats. It's a pleasure to be here, man. I had to pull over here, and hopefully I have good reception. Hopefully you can hear me.
You solid over there, baby. You sounding great, man. Now,
probably the best call reception we've ever had for an interview.
Hey,
see, good.
But that's because you're the captain. We don't expect anything less. We didn't set the stage. We said when the special teams captain takes time, Just know it's going to be professional. It's going to be locked up, everything we need it to be. So we definitely appreciate that, man.
Oh, man.
But look, we got to start at the beginning of this thing, bro. I know you from, Nevada and all that good stuff, but Southern Utah University for college. Talk to me about it, man. What was your recruitment like, and how did you ultimately end up going there, man?
Man, first of all, I appreciate the introduction.
Oh, no,
it is not lost on me. You guys are a classy organization over here, so I really appreciate it. You're gonna love this story. Actually, it's a brief one. It's a brief one. I actually only had one offer coming out of high school.
What?
And one full ride offer, and that was to Southern Utah University. Coach Lamb at the time, he was the head coach at SUU. He and Coach Enna, he coached linebackers there. They brought me in and they offered me that scholarship because my first 10 plays on my highlight film were all kickoffs. They said they had never seen anything like it. They had never seen a player put special teams play as their highlights on their highlight film. And so they said, we got to get this guy in here. And so I love special teams. I've been loving it since I was in high school.
What? Let's go.
And I mean, it's just one of those things. And so I get there, I get a scholarship because they said they like my special teams play. I end up getting to SUU, real small school in the mountains of Southern Utah.
Oh yeah, I'm familiar though, man. It's that one AA ball over there, man. Heck
yeah. It's a nice little views. It's real sweet, man. It was a good spot. So I was there, did 5 years. I had finished my engineering degree at SUU, and I wanted to be the biggest safety in football. And so I put on a bunch of weight, put on like 60 pounds in college, and still played special teams, man. I was blocking punts at SUU. And it's just always been my heart's desire, So when everybody's always like, hey, Miles, you going to play defense? You going to play some, at the time back then, are you going to play more offense? I was running back coming out of high school. Are you, what are you going to do? What's your plan? You want to go to a bigger school? I was like, nah, man, I don't want to hear none of that. I'm loving it here. I'm playing special teams. I loved it. And so, when I got drafted to the Lions and they told me, hey, you're going to have to play special teams, all rookies do. Man, that was icing on the cake. I was like, let's go.
Man, that's what I want to do anyways.
That's the only reason I'm here, because without teams, I wouldn't have even went to college.
Man,
so
that is crazy. Okay.
Yeah, it's cool, man. It's been fun. It's been a fun journey.
Hey, so you really didn't think about transferring at any point?
Like, you was cooking.
Say that one more time?
You really didn't think about transferring at any point from SUU?
No. No.
Man, you came out the gate putting up numbers over there, man. After your red shirt year, we like, all right, leading the tackles, this, picks, all this. I'm like, dang.
Yeah, I have a saying that I'm stealing from my dad here. He would always tell me to make it count where you're at. And so even in high school in Vegas, I mean, whenever I say I'm from Vegas, people are like, oh, did you go to Bishop Gorman? That's a big school in Vegas. I say no, and I had an opportunity to. They want to recruit guys, and I said no. I didn't want to transfer to a private school. I wanted to, just play at Foothill. I figured, if I can make it out of there, I can make it out anywhere. So
man, a man of the people, man. A man of the people,
man. Let's do it. Ride it out, man. Ride it out. Yeah.
No, I like that, bro. I like that. So shoot, you obviously, like I said, 4 years of actively playing. We obviously knew you had the red shirt your first year, but you put up numbers over there at SUU, and ultimately you get into this NFL draft, man. Talk about the NFL draft, man, everything leading up to it, combine, etc.
Oh,
and yeah, man, what was it like when you finally got that call and stuff? But
it was exciting. It was exciting. I'm glad I went to the combine. It was one of the most stressful things I've ever experienced because I didn't go to Bama, man. I didn't know anybody who's been through this process, who's, gone to a Senior Bowl. I didn't know anything about this stuff, dude. I didn't have anyone to ask. My dad was a cyclist, he did velodrome cycling in the Olympic trials, and, he played instruments, but he didn't play NFL football. I didn't have anyone to ask.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so I was stressed. I had no idea that they keep you up all night at the combine and interviews and feed you pizza and ice cream and then ask you to go run a 40 on the third day. I was like, what are you doing? what are we doing? I had like the slowest 40 I've ever run. And so now for the rest of my career, they're like, oh, this guy's a 4.6 guy. I'm like, I promise I'm not. I promise you I'm not. But it's, it's whatever. It was a lot of fun. I was a pioneer for the program at SBU. They were super proud, and it's just been a lot of fun going back and pouring into guys, and it's been a blast, man. It's been a good time.
Now, in terms of the Lions calling you and stuff like that, man, did you have any idea that there was actually going to be you, or that they were going to be actually be the team calling you and stuff like that? I know there's some stories out there surrounding it, but I want to hear from you, man, in terms of, I
had no idea. That was the one team I knew for sure it wasn't going to be. The coach, I won't say his name now. There's been some controversy around him, but he did not want me. He made it clear. And so I was like, okay, that's fine. You don't like big safeties. I try to be cordial with you and shake your hand, but you're going to tell me to my face you don't want me. It's pretty safe to think I'm not going to that team. And so when they called, man, I was shocked. I was really shocked. And it was the same day as my graduation, so I had to bust it up to SUU with my cap and gown. And it was an interesting day. We were super happy, super excited. The start of a long career. I mean, there's no way you could never have told me that I would have been playing. This is my 8th year in the league. Yeah. There's no way, dude. Like there's no way I was expecting this. So this has been a true gift from God. I'm grateful every single day I'm here.
No, without a doubt, man. And shoot, man, we're grateful to have you on this team, man. Because like you said, man, what you've been able to do in terms of bringing in that special teams leadership, the special teams production, and now even so with some of the injuries on the back end, now you even getting some snaps on defense as well, man. You're definitely helping us out in a major way. But I did want to ask, man, after you finished up in Detroit, you get the chance to come over here in free agency. What went through that process in terms of why the Steelers? Did you have other teams that you were considering?
I did. I was always drawn to the Steelers. My dad's favorite coach was always Coach Tomlin.
Let's go.
And I really admired the consistency in the organization. That it seemed like a team that was very loyal to its personnel, whether it's coaches or players. It just seemed like a family oriented place that's obviously steeped in tradition of winning. And who doesn't want that? It was very attractive. I was coming off of a very strenuous, it was a very taxing regime that I was leaving with the Lions. Yeah, it was just a lot. It was just a lot mentally. Anyone who was there during those later years that I was there, after Caldwell, it was just kind of it was a hard place. I don't want to speak ill on anyone, but it was a hard place to be. And so I was eager to get out, and it was just a good fit here. It was a great fit here. I really love the culture here. I want to add to it. I want to be someone who encourages guys to add to it. And so it's been a great fit. It's been a great fit.
Nah, we definitely agree with you on that fit. And was it a tough decision in terms of signing your extension to come back, or were you, ever flirting with the concept of maybe I do want to go somewhere else again?
No, I mean, I've always been the guy. Just my whole story, like I just shared with you, I want to make it count where I'm at. Mm-hmm. I'm definitely not a grass is greener type of guy. What's that saying? The grass is greener where you water it, right?
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
I have work here yet to be done. There are guys that I'm invested in. There are things that I want to see happen during the time that I'm here. I just, I want to see things done here, and I want to be a part of it. And I believe in a lot of what the Steelers have, what they stand for, and it just aligns with who I am as a person. I believe that to my core. I'm all about the hard work. I'm all about upholding tradition that's been laid out by those before me, and I respect it a great deal. And it's something that I'm excited about every single day I get to go in and work here.
Now, I know you mentioned you loved special teams all growing up, but when did you actually realize in the NFL, like you could be special teams guy, like that could be your niche?
That's a great question. I think every player, no matter what they love to do, they have to answer, okay, what type of player am I going to be at this level? And when I was at SU, I mean, I'm not going to kid you here. I was known for just smacking dudes. Like, that's just what I was. I was
Talk
running
that
around.
talk, Killebrew. Talk that talk.
I was at like 230, 235, and I ran a 4.42 at my junior day.
You
At
killing people
230.
out there, man.
Dude, I was smacking people, and it was a lot of fun. But I realized very quickly when I got to the league, either A, you know, I'll put it this way. I learned that style of play was on the decline. You know, you weren't seeing as many Cam Chancellors. You weren't seeing these type of, you know, you can just roam around and just lay dudes. And we're seeing that this year, you know, with my guy Kazee. You just can't do it anymore. It's, you know, it's just a different game. And so I was like, okay, well, what type of player am I going to be? Because, you know, I had to figure it out. And so when I blocked a punt in Detroit, I was like, okay, this is something that is a skill that translated. And I was like, okay, I can do that. I can get a bunch of tackles and I can block punts. That's what I can do. So that's what I've been doing. I've been just trying to excel at that and trying to be the best in the world at it. That's my goal. And so I'm still on that journey. I don't think I'm there yet. But I you know, that's what I want.
Now, I listened to one of your previous interviews you've done on YouTube, and you take being a captain pretty seriously. Is there like a key thing or one thing that sticks out to you in terms of like leadership that like you would like to share? Like, what's a lesson? What's like one of the big things that you take away from like being a leader? Like, what makes a good leader?
Well, my first year that I got voted captain last year, I thought that being a captain meant that I need to be constantly, you know, at the front of the ship, you know, first one to dive in, first one to do everything, just kind of like showing how it's done and being everywhere for all the guys, right? Just like pouring of myself into all the guys so that everyone feels like they know what to do, and like almost like a assistant coach, man. That's what I thought it was. And so I had one of the least productive years of the league of my time in the league last year, just because I was trying to be all these different things and it just didn't work out. And so this year I realized very quickly, well, at the end of last year, going into this year, this off season, I realized very quickly, I'm not worth a damn as a leader if I don't take care of my own yards first. And so I've been tilling my grass. I've been making sure my front yard is clean and making sure that I give the young guys something to aspire to. Yeah. Because it's not about what I say if I ain't doing what, you know, if I don't have the actions to match and something that they want to be a part of. And so I make sure now that, yeah, I'm doing my job and I'm doing it at a very high level. And now because of that, I can show you, hey, this is how it's done. Now you're more interested in what I do off the field because my business on the field is in order.
Nah, love that, man. Love that. And that's impactful, man. And we obviously know for this team, when you got younger dudes, man, that look up to guys like you or younger guys that's trying to find their way in this league, you need them type of voice in the locker room, man. You need those type of voices getting in their ears, man. So salute you on that one in a major way.
Thank you.
Now, you had talked a little bit about just the different, you know, way that the NFL is going, right? In terms of big safeties hitting hard, the Cam Chancellor, shout out to him, you know, but you also brought up Damontae Kazee. Obviously just got suspended for the rest of the season and was upheld, which is still crazy to us. But just as a whole, man, what is the new coaching point, or how are you guys talking amongst yourselves about how to play those type of situations going forward now that we've seen what they're willing to do from a penalty standpoint in terms of ejecting him, but then also suspended him, where now we're talking about him losing, you know, 6 figures in money on top of everything as well, man. So like, what's that conversation like for you guys as safeties now?
Man, it's really hard, man. It's really hard. I mean, already the target that we're allowed to hit is so small, and the time that we're even allowed to hit that target is so small that I mean, it's almost like short of telling a guy to just let him catch the ball first and turn up field and then tackle. I mean, it's almost getting to that point.
Yeah.
You know, I know it's an offensive league. You know, everyone wants to see the splash plays. Everyone wants to see more touchdowns. I get that. But, you know, it is a really difficult thing to coach now because you can be in perfect position, but what you're able to do under the letter of the law is almost nothing now.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that's what it's looking like. You know,
Yeah.
like Kazee asked right after that play. Kazee's asking, "Okay, do I just let him catch the ball then?"
Right.
And you almost have to say yes because he's in a vulnerable position. He's reached out for the ball. I don't know what you can do besides attack the ball, right? I think that's the only gray area in a lot of these rulings, that you can still attack the ball. So you can. I've seen multiple times. You know, I'll use another guy. I use like Minka, or even in this last game, Landon Roberts. He's running and he hit a guy, right? He hit a quote unquote defenseless receiver, but his arms are out.
Yeah.
And he's
he
looking
fired
back.
on him too.
And so I think what you're going to start seeing is a lot more acting jobs where guys know they're not going to get the ball, but if they're reaching their arms out, now all of a sudden I can hit this dude. And unfortunately, that's what it's getting to. You know, that's it. There's always going to be a
reverse
reaction.
flop. I like it.
There's always going to be a reaction to anything, you know, to any rule that's implemented. And I think that's what it's going to get to. I think you're going to see a lot of guys starting to hit guys with their arms out.
Yeah. Because, we were literally looking at the play, and I'm like, Kazee is in perfect position. He makes a great read and break on the ball. If anything, you're like, why are you putting that ball in that position? But at the same time, I mean, the way that they penalizing you guys over there on that defense side of the ball is crazy, man. So, yeah.
Oh, I mean, I'm not immune. I've had to fight 2 different fines this year. One for a accidental face mask and one for you wouldn't have even known the play. I was just rushing a punter and I made accidental contact with the helmet and I had a fine on it. So it's like you just dude, it's there's a lot of fines you don't hear about.
And they're gonna hit you with he's a repeat offender. Yeah, that Miles, he's a repeat. You're like, what? What? Where'd you get that from?
That's what we said about Kazee. I don't remember any of the 4 or 5 hits that they fined him for this year.
Offender.
I don't remember them at all.
Yeah.
We're all repeat offenders. I'll tell you that.
Sheesh, man.
If you're playing this game, you're a repeat offender already.
Now, this was another hot button issue over the last week or two as well. Coming off of the Steelers' big win this past Saturday, arguably probably our best win we've had in the last 2 years.
Yeah.
Has Coach T lost the locker room?
I'm sorry, what was that last question?
Has Coach T lost the locker room?
Has he lost the locker room?
After the big win last week.
Did he lose the locker room?
Yeah, it's kind of like a sarcastic question.
Because, everybody's always on this.
I was about to say,
he's lost the locker room, man. Every week he lost the locker room. We lose, you lose locker room.
Yeah, Coach, people outside the building have absolutely no idea. You know what I mean? They have absolutely no clue. Anyone who's ever heard Coach Tomlin address a group of men, they know that he is the motivator of all motivators. He will get you to light your hair on fire or run into a brick wall.
No ifs, ands, or buts about it,
man. That's just how he does it. I mean, if he's lost, if there ever is a day that he has lost the ability to motivate someone to give their best effort, then that person just can't be motivated. That's my opinion. Because I mean, look, we're all professionals. We all want to win. It's not like anyone's actively going out there trying to lose a game or do bad at their job. And so no, I'll take it like it's not a sarcastic question, and I'll tell you that there's a lot of things that would happen first before you would have to worry about Coach Tomlin ever losing the respect of the men that he's speaking in front of, that he's leading out there every Sunday, because he just does so much to be invested in us as men individually, just our growth as a collective. He does so much. He's so intentional with it. I don't think it's lip service just because of the amount of time and effort. I mean, dude has kids. He has a family. He could be out of this building, 3 o'clock every day. Come in, do the required hours. But he doesn't. He stays late. He asks a lot of his coaches, of his assistants, and he makes sure that you understand that he has done his due diligence in preparing us for the opponent at hand. So, I can't say enough about him, just because I've seen so many different coaches and so many different coaching styles just in my short, time in the league. And
now,
he's a real deal,
this
man.
not a
He's
short
real deal.
time. You on year 8. This is you getting gray hairs in the NFL, man. You've been here for a while. Just throw that out. Don't minimize it. But I did want to ask, man. Throughout your tenure, your career, you've made a lot of plays, right? You talked about blocking punch. You talked about all those things. But at the same time, you've also made plays on defense, man. Big time picks, scoring touchdowns, etc. What would you say is your favorite play from your career, though?
Well, here's the deal, man. I've had picks. I've had forced fumbles. I picked off Drew Brees.
Yeah, I'm about to say, you got some Hall of Famers on your belt, man. Yeah, you stamped over there, man.
Had a 35-yard, pick six against the Cardinals. That was
touch
fun.
paint. Okay, you done touch paint. I hear you.
I touch paint. I'm gonna tell you what though. This season, when I blocked that punt against the that was probably my favorite moment. And I think you could tell by how much I celebrated.
Oh, you went crazy.
I'll tell you why I went crazy on that play. I've blocked punts before. But it's almost always been because of the negligence. I won't say 100% because of negligence, but a lot of plays like that have to do with negligence of the punting team.
Yep.
This guy's kind of free. Oh, this guy, they just didn't block him.
Yeah.
That one I not only beat my guy that was blocking me, but I beat the personal protector and was able to block it across my body while the punter was also punting away from where I was at. So because of that, and it was in such a crunch time.
Yeah.
And I had been practicing that exactly how it happened. I had been practicing it diligently for weeks. It just was a culmination of just so much anticipation and prayer, and it was just awesome, dude. And I think that was my favorite moment in the league, and probably in football, man, up to this point, just because just so much has gone into it, and it wasn't just because of negligence. It was because of I actually had to do it. You know what I mean? Like, I actually had to do
100%. It's a difference. Like, I mean, we talk about it all the time. Like, man, a guy can get a sack, but was he a free rusher and nobody blocked him, or did he actually put a dope move, kick somebody's butt, and then make that play? They don't feel the same, man. So 100%, man.
They don't feel the same.
Against a division rival. About it. Yeah.
Against the Ravens. You know what I mean? Like, and against the Ravens. Like,
we needed that too.
No, facts, man. That was a spark. Absolutely. Come on, man.
Yeah, I want that feeling, all the time. And, we don't chase feelings, we chase consistency, but God, man, that just felt so good, man. It felt so good.
But if you think about it, that's what we call that football justice, right? You didn't just wake up on that game and say, okay, now I'm going to go beat this dude, beat the PP, and I'm going to make this block cross my body. You talked about how you have been practicing this thing for weeks, man. Before the opportunity ever presented itself, you was preparing for it, man. And then when it actually did present itself, you was able to capitalize. That's what it's about. That's that professionalism. But that's also why you've been doing this thing for so long and at such a high level as well, man.
I appreciate that. I've been blessed to have some good coaches, some good teammates as well. To have guys that got my back on this unit, and they know I got theirs. It takes a team to get this stuff done, and it takes a coach that's willing to fire the gun. And I can't speak highly enough about Danny Smith.
Shout out to Danny, man. One time for 30 pieces of bubble gum, man. Let's go.
Dude he sits in that office, man, and he draws stuff up. He's a mad scientist, and you will be hard pressed to find someone more passionate about their craft. And I think we're just a match made in Steelers heaven, man, because it's just been a lot of fun working with him. It's been a lot of fun.
No, big facts, man. Big facts. Love Danny, man.
Who is the special teams GOAT? We asked Presley Harvin who the GOAT punter was. Because obviously, whenever you're talking about GOATs, you bring up the quarterback, you bring up receivers, running backs. But who's the special teams GOAT? Is it just Matthew Slater? Who's the guy that everyone looks up to?
What about you got a Kasim Osgood? You got some names out there, man.
You got some names. You got some names, but you can't. Yeah, it's hard to go against. It's hard to go against Slater. He's been doing it for so long, and he's such a class act. You know, and he's a guy that, you know, I've looked up to multiple times in my career, and it's, you know, I've always watched how he does certain things. Now, obviously, he's made a lot of money at gunner. You know, that's been his thing. He's kind of, you know, revolutionized that position. He's very good at kickoff too, as well. But he's done it at a high level for a lot of years, man. You called me old. He's been doing it for
double us, right? Combine both of us together. I'm like, yo, he's stacked in there, man.
And so when he came up to me after the New England game, because I blocked one in New England as well, and I was surprised. I wasn't surprised by that one, but I just know that New England is very well coached, and they know the strengths of teams that they play.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't want to say anything bad about it, but when I had gotten one against New England, he came up to me after the game, and he told me how, you know, that he respects how I do that. You know, dope. That he said I'm the best. He told me I'm the best at it.
Yo,
and I was like, dude, coming from you, coming from the special teams GOAT.
So you're the current GOAT.
Okay.
Whoa.
I was like, man, this is I'll never forget that. You know, and so that was cool that he was able to, you know, just kind of give me my nod. You know,
that's
to recognize.
That is fire, right there.
That I'm grateful that that we have that relationship, that we can, you know. And so that's my vote. You know, I've just seen him do it for so long, man. For so long. He's got the most tackles. He's got 170.
Oh, it's insane, man. It's insane. Like I said, he was doing it before I got to the league. I played against him for 4 years in Buffalo. He was doing it dominant then, and he's still doing it now. So yeah, man, it's crazy, crazy. All right. Well, the final question then that I got for you is simply this, man. We always talk about that moment where you realized I'm no longer in college. I'm officially in the NFL now, man. And typically, you know, it's that wake up moment. You're like, whoa, all right, it's real over here. And we call it the welcome to the NFL moment. If you could, man, just share your welcome to the NFL moment.
I mean, would you expect anything less than for mine to have been on a kickoff, my very first play in the NFL, dude? I got
your very first play.
Blindsided against the Indianapolis Colts on a kickoff. It was a touchback. I'm like, dude, it's a touchback, and I got blindsided.
Were you a 5 or a 4? Where were you located at,
I was
bro?
I was a 5, but I'm telling you what, I got a good look at that ceiling. I was like, man, this is a beautiful stadium. This is a beautiful dome. And he even stopped and said, "Welcome, rookie." He even said, "Welcome." He said, "Welcome to the league, rook." He said those words. I'll never forget. I was like, man, that is crazy. And I learned quick, man. I learned quick, dude. And get caught slipping if you want. I've had my moments, man. I've been stiff armed, dude. I've been.
Hey, I always tell people, you play it long enough, man. It'll happen. You play long enough, you get good.
But I've also embarrassed, I've embarrassed guys myself. So it goes both ways. And it's just, but that was my welcome to the league moment. I learned, okay, I gotta keep my head on a swivel, man. Touchbacks don't mean nothing up here.
They try to catch a body however they can get it, man. You know that. No, I like it, man. I like it. Well, Miles, man, we definitely appreciate you once again, man, taking time to hop on the podcast with us, man.
Oh, of course.
Wish you nothing but the best going forward. We rooting like heck for y'all boys over there, man. So go ahead and take care of business these last 2 ones as well, man. All right?
Let's do it.
My dog, man. Appreciate you again, man.
All right, peace, bro.
Thanks, guys.
All right, once again, Steelers special teams captain Miles Killebrew stop by, spend a little time with us. If y'all was digging the interview, hit that like button one time for the culture. And, of course, subscribe if you have not done so. As y'all can see, man, we like to keep the guests rolling back through. Deke said since day one, we can have a guest back going. All right? So
Yeah.
shout out to Deke right there, man. Shout out to Deke.
Well, shout out to the Steelers.
Yeah, man. Just took care of business, man.
You win, you can get an interview. Even though I don't want us to get too cocky.
Hey, you don't want to get too cocky. Did he call us a classy organization, bro? I
Yeah.
felt like he called us a classy organization. It had me sweating.
Well,
I got warm.
I almost had him hanging up on that Tomlin question.
Low key, he was, but he was like, "Are you for real? Are you
Yeah,
serious?"
he didn't. I guess he didn't get my tone. Well, I guess he didn't hear me ask it the first time, so I think that thrown it off
threw
too.
It set it all off. I started having the flashbacks of Green Bay. I'm like, he's not picking up that Deke is getting a joker right here. I think he's taking this serious. I'm like, this is about to go on. It's like, are you for real? Like, what? Yeah, bro.
I mean, that was being brought up a lot.
It was, though. It
I
definitely
thought
was.
I mean, I was being sarcastic because I like Tomlin, but like,
Yeah.
I
I'm
think if
with
you
you,
go
bro.
on probably 90% of the other radio stations, they would legit ask you that.
Everything they would legit. That would probably be what they lead off with. And then the next question is who you starting, Mason or Kenny? You know what I mean? Like they gonna go that way. We like, yo,
And then
we don't.
Pickens.
Of course they gonna go Pickens. You know that. And then was Matt County? Did they wait too long to fire him? Like I'm sure he's gonna get. Yeah.
I think your Kazee question was phenomenal, though. I
Man,
think he was the
shoot.
perfect guy to ask.
Bro, he was, man. Shout out to Killebrew on that, man. Shout out to Killebrew, bro. Like, you can hear him kind of talking through it and just even the thought process. And that's kind of what me and you have talked about. Like,
Right.
in that position, what are you supposed to do? Do you literally let him catch it, try to play through it? I know the exact play he's talking about, too. E-Rob popped the dude, but he low-key never saw him. He's running, looking inside out, and the receiver's already over here. So when he hits him, it's like, bam, definitely a collision. But yeah, if Atlanta Roberts is looking at him, they throwing that flag every single time. But literally because he's looking here when he ran into him, they left it as like incidental contact and just played on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. What?
Yeah, shout out to
Supers
his,
again.
Yeah, shout out to his coach Tomlin's talk as well, man. He stamped on that one too. Yeah. He ain't lost the locker room, but more importantly, he confirmed that, he's still the absolute leader of men. And that's the thing that you want to hear, man. Definitely what you wanted to hear. All right.
Yeah, he kind of seconded what you've referred to as well. Just, if you compare to what we have going on here in Pittsburgh versus around the
You
league,
talk that Detroit talk, yeah.
there's a lot of uncertainty with
Yeah.
teams and going through the coaching carousel, bringing in new guys, and then having to bring another new guy in potentially after 3 or 4 years.
He was there with Patricia. So you think about why he didn't want to talk about certain things. I'm like, I get it. When you part of some changes, man, and then they change it on top of that change, it gets weird. Chan Gailey to Doug Marone, man, it was like, bro, we got a lot of just nonsense that you dealing with internally, and that's why it's like mentally, it's just a lot. Bro, you come to work, and you're like, bro, I don't want to be here. This sucks. Because it ain't no community, it ain't no unity. It's, man, we trying to do our thing. You worried about your job, he worried about his next spot. So it's real, real weird, man. But then you come here, and it's the exact opposite. This feel like college, bro. Like that, we loving on you. We all here locked in. And honestly, old college, pre-NIL, pre-transfer portal, where you knew if you went to this spot, you gonna have that coach and this squad for 5 years guaranteed, bro. That's what it feel like playing here in Pittsburgh. And that's why a lot of dudes you hear that have been elsewhere and come here, we all speak the same way, man. Or if you were here and you left, think about how TG talks. He started here, spoke very differently here until he went somewhere else, and then was like, whoa, okay, I see what the difference is. So it happens a lot,
TG
man.
shouldn't have left.
But a lot of times people have to leave sometimes to really appreciate it. We talk about the fans here.
Have we ever talked to TG about that? Did he have the option to leave? Or was it like we
I've
didn't want him
talked to
back and he had to go somewhere
I've
else?
talked to him about it, but I'll let him share it. Like, yeah, we asked him next time we talk to him, bro.
Yeah, if someone reminds me in the chat, maybe we'll ask TG about it.
Yeah.
His NFL journey.
Because, I guess we've never talked, like, I've known it just because I was living it kind of with him to an extent while he was here before he had left to go to Washington. But, yeah, man, we could definitely ask him that, though, man. Shoot.
Fish Momentum. #1 podcast, hashtag the Arthur Moats Experience with Deke.
Nah, man, salute you, Official Momentum. You already know that, man. And it rocks because of y'all, man. Y'all be in here every time we go live, every time we post any type of content, man. Y'all be rocking with us, man. So salute y'all as well. He said we're first-class organization, Deke. All right? we don't become a first class organization without everybody being first class. Me, you, and the chat. So
Right.
shout out to y'all, man.
The other Jacob, hashtag Pickett Fence. Howdy, Deke and Moats. Haven't been to the live for a bit, but listening to every show still.
Man,
y'all looking
let's
fresh today.
go.
I'm going to need one of them hoodies.
Hey, salute you, baby. Salute you, man. They said, man, promo code is Moats, 15% off of everything until the 2nd of January, all right? Shout out. Shout out.
Jeff H. Moats and Deke. Sup, boys? This quarterback stuff is crazy. Side of the story. Side story of the day. Are boneless wings just glorified chicken nuggets? And Moats, Cole or K-Dot?
Ooh, okay. Shout out to Jeff H. Jeff H said, I got a ton of questions for you today, man, and I'm ready to answer all
I can't
of
answer
them.
about J. Cole and Kendrick Lamar.
You're allowed to answer all these questions, G.
I'm
Don't let
going
him
J.
minimize
I'm
you.
going J. Cole.
There we go. Don't let him minimize you, man. Do you want to answer about the boneless wings being glorified nuggets
I've
as well?
thought about this too. I really have.
Mm-hmm.
It's a fair remark. It's
Fair?
very fair, and I like boneless
Yeah.
wings.
I
It's
mean,
fair.
yeah, I don't trip on what you want to call them because I'm like boneless wings or
I think there's
chicken
just
tender.
I think there's just thicker breading on
Yeah.
the boneless wings versus chicken nuggets.
Well, what's the difference, honestly, between a chicken tender, a boneless wing, and a chicken nugget? Outside of the size of it, right?
Yeah, it's just how they're described, I guess.
That's it.
One's described as
Yeah.
a tender, one's described as a boneless wing, and one's described as a nugget. But you're getting a little bit of breading and
Yeah.
some chicken meat in there.
Like, I do always find it funny though when they be like, yo, if you eat boneless wings, it's supposed to be like frowned upon. Like, bro, boneless wings be fire. Bone-in wings be fire. I eat them all, man. Shoot. But I could definitely understand it, man. You sound like my man Vince, though. Vince Williams, that's always been his argument. And that's why when you said it, it made me instantly think of him. First time we go to a restaurant and I get some wings and you like, bro, you got some bones. He's like, why you getting chicken nuggets? You're like, bro, this ain't chicken nuggets.
X
Boneless wings, man.
Concepts might bring up a good point here. He
Yeah.
says boneless wings are breast meat, but nuggets are just ground up mystery meat and bone. That's fair.
So what is a boneless wing then?
As we said, breast meat,
So then what's the nugget then?
ground up mystery meat.
So a nugget and a boneless wing are made out of the same thing. Is that what he's saying?
Ground up mystery meat versus breast meat. I think that's fair. I don't think anyone thinks McDonald's chicken nuggets or some of these other
No.
chicken nuggets are coming from the best of places.
Yeah, but I think it's a difference
Getting
of
all
like
mashed up. Who
I
knows
think
what
the
it
difference
really
we
is?
talking to McDonald's chicken nugget versus like Buffalo Wild Wings boneless wings. That's what I'm trying to figure. I'm like, what is that? Is that the same meat? Is that what we saying? I don't know. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
No,
like,
he's saying it's different.
right. So it is a difference then.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
Unless there are chicken nuggets made from like
Boneless wings?
I don't know, good meat, not processed meat.
I don't know, bro.
Yeah, wouldn't most people think nuggets are processed meat? That's what MPCP says.
Well, it depends, right? Wendy's say they make it with white chicken meat. That's what Wendy says. Then I think of like cookout for people that eat at cookout. They got they I don't know. Yeah, but that was like that's why everybody take the shot. I remember the mystery meat convo. I definitely remember the mystery meat. Like that was where Wendy's would take shots at McDonald's. But then Wendy said they use 100% like all white chicken or something like that. Bro, this is funny, bro.
I think that's a good way to
This
describe
is
boneless
funny.
wings, though. Glorified chicken nuggets.
Fair.
That's not bad.
Yeah. I can dig it, bro. I can dig it.
I would say the bone-in wings are the best for you.
In terms of what? Like health?
Yeah,
Okay.
like best for you.
For sure. As long as y'all eating what y'all want, man, and y'all ain't hurting nobody, we can't go wrong with that either. All right.
Yeah,
so
they're
if y'all
the
are
most. They're the
boneless-
most pure.
Yeah.
They're the most pure of the the chicken wing nugget tender conversation. Bone-in chicken wings.
But then I've heard people have issues with the size of certain wings because they say that that's not real meat. It's hormone and it's jacked up, and that's why you get these drumsticks and wings that are like super beefy and big.
Well, I don't know about all that.
Yeah, man, that's definitely a legit thing too. Yeah, you'd be like, that ain't no regular size. I ain't never seen no. That's like a old brolic big chicken walking around like that. Like, nah, man, that ain't how that work. But like I said, man, everybody got their thing. As long as we ain't hurt nobody, I ain't tripping on it either, man. And in terms of, Cole versus K Dot, I'm gonna go K Dot simply because I be pissed off. And he got this song where he's like, "All my grandma's dead, so ain't nobody praying for me. I'm on your head." Well, obviously, my mom's passed, so that's how I be feeling. So I'm definitely on the Kendrick side right now because he just good kid, Mad City. So yeah, that's where I'm at, baby. But Cole is absolutely fire, though. Absolutely fire. Yeah.
He might have one of the best flows for a rapper of all time, I think.
You talking about Cole?
Yeah.
Yeah, Cole, bro, he can ride a beat, bro, and he's true to himself. That's the one thing I do like about his music, But I guess the same I can say about Kendrick too, man. They both dope. That's why they both who they are. I mean, talk about standing the test of time, lyricism, hits, albums, consistency. It's like, bro, we talk about two monsters, man. Heck yeah.
Right. Our Barley 18, can someone explain how hard-nosed, blue-collar, strong as steel Pittsburgh adopts a wannabe surfer, spoiled, rich, soft as Charmin, Jersey Shore as their own?
Dang.
Total polar opposite. Make it make sense, please. Who are we talking about?
You know who he's referring to. I don't think it's an accurate depiction of
Who's
that
he
individual,
talking
but you know who he's referring to. You know exactly who he's talking about.
Is he talking about Kenny Pickett?
Bro, you know exactly who he's talking about. You knew exactly who he's talking about.
Well, it took me a minute.
No, man.
No, it actually did. That was a legitimate question.
When he said
first
the
read the
surfer, when he
question.
said surfer, the comb back hair, bro. That's the look.
It took me a minute.
And
I didn't
then
know he was talking about.
Yeah, and then he said
But
Jersey.
yeah,
I'm like,
he's talking about
man.
Kenny Pickett.
But that's not an accurate depiction. Heck no. First off, man, how you get spoiled, rich, soft? Like, come on, bro. You attacking his character now. Why are you attacking him as a person based off of what you've seen from his performance, man? Those two things, baby, we can't blur that line like that. Yeah. Now, if we want to talk about his availability in terms of just getting hurt more and more, that's a conversation. But to say he's soft and spoiled and rich and all that, like, come on, babe, we attacking him personally now. We don't need to do all that. We don't even know him like that. That's all I'm saying, man. But in terms of, why they like him here, think about what he did at Pitt. If all of those things were accurate, him being spoiled, rich, soft, and all that, he never gets to that sixth season at Pitt where he actually helps them win an ACC championship and be a Heisman finalist. If all those things happen, he probably, cuts bait and runs after year one, year two. If we being real about it, come on, baby, you know that. But that's a big reason why they rock with him, because he is that. And just from my personal interactions with him, he's super humble. That's why it's like, man, I don't get the whole spoiled rich thing. Like, I think he's super humble, man. Every time I done been around him, I see him interact with my peoples, my little ones, man, and nothing but love, baby. So I can't second that one, just from my perspective, baby.
Well, yeah, I'm not seconding what he says either.
But that's the whole deal with it, man.
No, I think Kenny does have that blue collar stuff. He has that toughness in him, that dog in him, which you've heard many of his teammates say on interviews with us, like on the podcast. Jaylen Warren, the guy that we would say have the most dog in him right now out of any Steeler, right?
If anything,
he's the one that looks at Kenny Pickett and says, yeah, he's got that dog in him too.
If anything, I feel like his dog is the part that I like the most about him, especially in these moments where the skills or production hasn't always been what was expected. And it's like, man, why you facing all this adversity, why you facing this criticism? Like I told you, man, me and you talked about it personally when I've seen in person how people have tried to come at him and say certain things and just how he handles it. I'm like, bro, that's the type of dude you want. That's the type of dude you want to rock with right there, man. That ain't spoiled. That's not entitled. That's not soft, man. That's mature as heck, man. That's a dude that, to be, like I said, if the play can get to what it's supposed to, you got a lot of what you're looking for in him from a intangibles inner makeup part. But you got to have that production on the field, and that is, a little bit of a disconnect right now. But yeah, man, that don't equate to soft, spoiled, and all that other stuff, man. Come on, baby. Stall him out, baby. Stall him out.
Richard Arbizo, 6 sacks in the last 2 games, wins. TJ the Depoy. Numero dos? Basically
it's the second Depoy. Yeah.
Yeah, he wins.
Well, yeah,
wins
if you
TJ's
think about
second
it,
Depoy.
6 sacks essentially would blow the competition
that would break the record,
open,
too.
right? So there are a lot of variables that would pertain into them 6 sacks specifically as to why. Because as we talked about a little bit yesterday, it's not just about the sack number. And then when we look across the board at all his other numbers and where they are in relation to a guy like Micah Parsons, they're still very close, or at least in range. But then you get the big difference of the pressures from Parsons in contrast to TJ's. So if he gets 6 extra sacks, now that pressure argument, we're like, oh, it's a difference of 20 plus almost 30. Now we're looking at them sacks and saying, well, okay, he has the 30 plus advantage in this, but we got the big advantage in that. And that would for certain put the ball back in TJ's court, man. So yeah, he's capable of it. In all honesty, man, we're going to talk about it in a little bit. We're going to need a big game from him this week, man. You got to beat them dudes up front in Seattle, man. So, yeah, he going to have an opportunity, baby. He going to have an opportunity. And if anybody can do it, it's TJ.
When I saw some stat today, I hope I'm not wrong on this. I think TJ's leading in QB hits, though.
Yes.
Like I don't know I forget was it in the 30s?
Mm-hmm.
He's like leading in QB hits.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, I still think TJ should be leading now.
He's in the bro.
Now, what you guys were saying from like a national media standpoint, where maybe they're just looking for that next guy, and that's why the odds are why they are right now, because
goes into
Micah hasn't won the depoy yet, and they want to get a new guy, a new storyline, whatever it is. I can see that argument, but I still think TJ should be the guy right now based off everything he's done.
And think about it. He's a finalist in this conversation that we're talking about. We're not talking about him not in this convo. We literally talking about splitting hairs of this versus that versus we understand the whole argument of it all versus the national part of it versus him already having one versus this dude not having one, but we know they really want this cat to have one.
They really want Miles Garrett to win.
That's what I'm saying.
One.
All of that is at play. So when all that's at play, we just looking at the info and just like, okay, I see this part. All right, that's a little bit more legitimate here. I think the reason why me and TG, even before he even brought it up to you, I think the reason why we both would have been on the same page with that is because we know that they wanted it to be Miles. That was the initiative. That's who they wanted from the beginning. But there isn't an argument that you can stand on with Miles. So that's when they started to shift that thing to Micah. And he has always been in that vein. But now they have something that they can legit say, well, look, he does do this more than that. Not, PFF, pass rush, rim rate, da-da-da-da-da. And we like, okay, cool, but TJ got more pressure, he got more this, he got more that. With Parsons, now you like, well, he's this. And look at this number, look at this difference. So that's why, if TJ go get 6 sacks or anything close to that record again or tying or anything like that, man, what they gonna say? There is nothing to say. Because everything else is too close between them two, and he's still on the front side of the closeness as well. So now you're literally saying, what do you value more? A dude that has 20 plus sacks, or a dude that has 115 QB pressures? Because Parsons going to end with about 100 and something pressures, bro.
I was going to say, though, I don't know when we started using this pressures argument for the depoy stuff.
Bro.
Like, this feels like out of nowhere. This
is nowhere. No, this is not out of nowhere. Think about it, bro. Who was the cat that got, it was a cat that got paid $100 million as a pass rusher, and he only had 7 sacks, but he had 100 something pressures, bro. This is not new.
No, I'm not saying it doesn't impact the game, but, like, pressure's a little bit more gray area versus hard stats.
I think when you're making the case for TJ, that's the appropriate stance to take. But as a dude that has played, you respect pressure just as much.
It still impacts
Absolutely.
The game. It's almost like you're sitting down watching it, and you see Micah Parsons have impact, but then you don't see the sacks or the forced fumble. It's like, all right, what was he doing? Right. And then you could get a pressure stat maybe. It's like, all right, that adds up with what I'm seeing.
So if you watch this game and you watch the Cowboys play and Parsons makes this quarterback run for his life 7 times in that game, those are 7 pressures, right? But unfortunately, he never got a sack. Now, TJ can have 1 sack, tackle, and that's kind of it. But he had the sack. He kicked his leg up. It was a big pop. We all went crazy on it. Your mindset is that 1 sack was more impactful and more important than this cat's 7 pressures in the same daggone game. But because he didn't get the sack, that 1 sack was more important. That's what you're saying. That's the argument, though. Pressures versus the actual sack. Because it's dang near. This dude's going to end up with about 110 pressures, bro.
I get that, but it's not like TJ's not having pressures as well.
Bro, TJ has like 70. You catch what I'm saying? TJ might end with 80-something, best case scenario. That's a big difference, bro. You just heard how I broke the analogy down. TJ can have a sack in this game. 2 tackles. And you gonna say it was a great game. And rightfully so, he had a sack. Parsons, once again, can have 6 pressures in that same game. And we're going to be like, oh, he ain't do nothing because he didn't get the sack. That's going to be hard to push nationally. That's going to be hard to push around the league, not just here in Pittsburgh. Here in Pittsburgh, we love TJ, so
it's
of course.
It's just confusing to me, though.
But it's not,
this
though.
pressure stuff takes precedent.
What's the difference between an interception versus a PBU? What's the difference, right? The cat had 1 pick, but he gave up 100 and something yards receiving. Was that a great day for him? This guy had 4 PBUs, and the dude only caught 1 catch for 10 yards on him. But he ain't catch no pick today, though. So you going to say the cat with the pick had the better day? That's what we're talking about. The stats matter. All of them matter. But we can't just say this one matters over this one, over this one, over this one. As a pass rusher, sacks, pressures, QB hits all go together. Is how are you impacting the game? How are you affecting this quarterback? How do you make or offenses adjust to you? TJ is definitely it. Bro, we talking about the finalists. We talking about 1 versus 1. It ain't like we said it's Parsons and no, we like, bro, we literally splitting hairs. But this is what that argument is.
I'd love to know how these pressures get calculated too. It's just like some of these hockey assists that they throw out there. I'm being serious.
Like I said,
I'd like
bro,
to know if like he's just in the vicinity of the quarterback. We're giving him the pressure.
When we're making the argument for TJ, I get it, bro. I do. Trust me, I get it, bro.
I'm straight up curious, to be honest.
It's all good, bro.
This is the first time I've ever heard of like pressure taking this much precedent in an award.
No, it's not the first time.
It is for me. I'm being honest. It is.
For you then. Okay. I'm about to say, but it's definitely not the first time, bro. This has been talked about, bro. People know pressures, sacks, QB hits. If you're talking pass rushers, this is always a part of the conversation, bro. This has never not been a part of the conversation. Never not been, bro. We just minimize it to, if he has the most sacks, then that means end all, be all. Because typically versus Miles Garrett, it is.
I mean, he's leading in all these other categories, though, too. It doesn't have to be the end all, be all, but he's still got all the other stats. All right, Parsons got more pressures. Cool.
At the end, we will see what they do with the award there. Hopefully, you're right.
I do hope so, too.
Yeah, hopefully, you're right.
Because this would be... TJ got snubbed at least 1. There's an argument he had the 2, but I'll say at least 1. And this would be another one. He's in there. And he's got to finish out the season.
So you ready, though? But wait a minute. You remember when you said he got snubbed, right? You were talking about Aaron Donald because the sacks part, right? And what was the reason? The QB pressures. Aaron Donald had over 100 and something QB pressures from the D tackle, and TJ Watt was short. That was the debate because we're saying this guy at this position, even though they getting sacks and even though TJ had more sacks, we're like, bro, the amount of pressures that this guy has created from this spot in contrast to this dude, you can't ignore that, bro.
Well, he had a crazy amount of sacks too for a defensive tackle.
That also,
I think that's a little different whenever you're comparing the positions. Just what Aaron Donald's able to do from a D tackle spot,
but I'm saying
versus Micah Parsons.
You act like the pressures didn't matter. They mattered then, though. That was a big part of why he won it.
No, but like Aaron Donald from the D tackle spots, like what he's doing is
all right
compared to the other D tackle. It's not even close in terms of the sacks and just the production he's getting.
You got it, bro.
Okay. Justin Baum, AB is at it again. Moats, LOL.
No, I have seen it. I don't know if he's all the way at it though. The one that I saw, he was talking about it was like something about coaching, and he said basically the people that get into coaching, he was like, you either failed at something. It was something, and then he brought up Daryl Drake dying. He's like, they killing coaches, man. Like, they ain't even doing that for his family and all that. I'm like, all right, AB, you doing a lot. We don't even know if that's accurate or not before you put something like that out there. But everything else, I was like, okay, I could kind of get what you're trying to say. But AB is AB. You know, his delivery, it ain't always the best, per se.
Brilla 92. Turns out size does matter. Mason's going to run Whopper Jr. hands right out of Pittsburgh. Toddler hands should stay on the bench till he learns something. Well, he's also referring to Kenny's comment yesterday where he was asked if he learned anything on the sidelines. He just said no.
I did see that. How'd you feel about that, man? Because I definitely saw people take, like, some weird stances on it, man.
Yeah, I don't know what he's supposed to say. I guess you could give the cliche of, like, yeah, it's just, I got a new perspective being on the sidelines. It offered a fresh perspective. I guess you could say that, but I think the dude wants to play. So he's preparing. He works hard. Probably didn't learn anything outside of just getting a fresh perspective, being on. You know what I mean? I think he's just giving an honest answer. Dude wants to play.
The shout out to the honest answer. As we've seen, though, honest answers sometimes get you a little bit more than what you're looking for, right? We talked about that with Pickens. It just doesn't sound good when you haven't performed at that level. This kid come out here and perform at that level, and now they ask you, did you learn anything while you was over there? And you like, nope, nothing. It's like, come on, bro. You ain't learned nothing. 4 quarters watching a professional game versus a team that you was studying. This offense, you ain't learned nothing. You ain't see no little nugget, no nothing. Like, that's the part. Just as a player, you like, come on, bro. Come on, man. Don't do me like that. But I get it. You can still want to be out there. Both things can absolutely be true. I just think for him, man, he didn't even think of the answer like that. He just simply was like, nope. Like, I'm just, like you said, I'm trying to get on that field. But this is a part of when you answer it like that, this is the stuff that comes from it. Because now they're looking at like, well, how couldn't you learn something? When have you done that? When have you shown that you could consistently do these things? So if you didn't learn that, then why didn't you? Like, you need to go do it again. You need to sit down and take notes next time. Like, what's the disconnect, man? And that's part of it. And then, like I said, as a player, we look at it 2 ways. One way, if you want to be a stickler on it, like, yeah, man, you should definitely be learning something. The other part is, we get it. You pissed. That dude is taking your spot potentially. You want to get back out there. I ain't learned nothing from homie. I'm nicer than him, and I can show you once I get back out there. So we get it. We definitely get it. But that media going to treat that comment for now, though. You know that.
Louis J., if Mason can beat that Pitt loyalty stupidity Deke has for Kenny, then Mason can do anything. Mason needs some theme music.
Hey, yo. Mason did crack the code, huh? Mason literally found a way to Deke's heart. I love it, bro.
I think people got me all wrong, to be honest.
Uh-oh.
Nah, I just, the Pitt loyalty, this and that. I think, here's the thing that I think you could say is fair.
Mm-hmm.
Because I do watch the Pitt Panthers.
Yeah.
I legitimately got to see what Kenny Pickett could do. Yeah. So I've seen the flashes from Kenny in the pros.
You've seen every high from him coming through this process.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So I've seen the flashes where I'm like, yeah, he could legitimately be an NFL quarterback. Because I think that is a fair question, or was a fair question when we drafted him coming in. But I got to see him in preseason, and I got to see him early regular season last year, and just how everything finished out in 2022. It's like, okay, like he's got what it takes. I think what it could be is what I saw senior year at Pitt, like in full fruition, like how he was in command of the offense and all that, like looking really good, leader.
And
like,
big wins in big games too, man.
Yeah, exactly. Leading Pitt, like a so college football program. No, I'll give
Put some respect on your university, D.
Yeah,
Don't do it like that.
Let me say,
don't minimize your school.
What's like an 8-5 program? 8-5 consistently. What would you, above average college football program. He
took them over the hill. He bumped them over.
He bumped them over the hill. Got us to our best season in 40 years since like Dan Marino.
Think about it. He got Pitt back on the mat. Everybody back talking about Pitt, man.
Yeah. Seriously. Jordan Addison wins Biletnikoff with him. Pickett's a Heisman finalist. So like, I got to witness all that, and then just being able to see what I needed to see from Pickett in the pros. Yeah. I'm like, okay, yeah, like I think he can do it here. Mm-hmm. So that's I guess you could say there's like a Pitt biasness here, but I don't know why everyone's shocked at me like sticking up for Mason now. Like I'm watching good football. Like that's ultimately what I want. I got to see Kenny do the fourth quarter stuff this year. Also got to see him get banged up a little bit, play through injury. And then first game without Matt Canada, like had a very complete game, like a really good game. So, yeah, I'm gonna stick up for my guy. I'm gonna stick up for him because I again see enough from him on the pro level that if he can put it together, like just give him a chance, give him another week, give him the rest of the season, give him next year. And if it doesn't happen next year, all right, I'll put my hands up. But there's still a lot more out there for Kenny Pickett, I think.
Deke, this is the problem. I get you. You got layers, bro. You're a complex person at certain parts, but you also simple at certain times too. They just can't understand your complexity. So they look at it like this. you were diehard 7. You love 7. You could never talk anybody over 7. Even when we would say Brady, right? You'd be like, nah, it's still 7, which was fine. So when it transitioned to Kenny, everybody just was under the assumption that the same way you were to 7, that's how it's going to be for Kenny. Now, we know it's, like I said,
Kenny's
it's been a
not
little bit
7.
rocky.
It's not. What are we doing here?
Now, you say he's not 7, but at the same time, some of the comments you make in your support for him be 7-ish. When you know how you be doing.
I've talked about the fourth quarter stuff, which I really like from Kenny.
Yeah.
And like that is a similarity early on between the two.
Not. It's more so like when you
game-winning drive,
like your rankings of him when you be talking like where he having.
I clearly said coming in at the end of the season, I want him to be top 3.
But regardless of that,
I feel like he can be an elite
But
quarterback.
even last year, you felt pretty confident about him.
I did. No,
Yeah.
100%. I stand by everything I said.
That's
Like
what
based
I'm
off how he was playing end of last year versus some of those other
Yeah.
quarterbacks, people ranking like the top 11, 12.
I'm with
Like,
you.
I'll take Kenny over some of these dudes.
So think about
I
everything
will.
that you just said. Think about
If Mason
the
keeps
7
playing like
stuff.
this, I'll take Mason over a bunch of those dudes.
Right, but think about it though. This is just the first time we've heard you come off of one of your quarterbacks, bro. When I tell you, you have never come off of 7.
We only had 7.
We could say Brady, we could say Mahomes, we could say Montana, Elway. We could go down the list. You gonna always say 7? This is why a lot of people are just surprised, man. They like, bro, we thought that Kenny was gonna be your news. I definitely thought Kenny was your new 7, bro. So I was a little bit like, all right, I get it though. Because at the end of the day, this is why I say like you're still simple at your core, and your core is Steelers. People look at you and think that you love your quarterbacks more than your team. I see you as you love
think
your team
Kenny's good
first,
for the
and
team.
then yeah.
I think Kenny's good
Right.
for the team. No one
But
wants to
they
believe
don't
me.
always understand. They getting confused with it. They like, bro, how can you be this passionate and then this happened and that's why. But I get you though.
Yeah, the people that don't like Kenny,
Yeah.
they're just gonna focus on the negative with him.
Absolutely.
And there has been. There's been up and down play with him for sure. But I've also seen good play. I've seen the flashes.
Trust me.
That if he can put it all together, he could be a legitimate quarterback.
Look, he wouldn't still be on this roster.
And we
if he
and
hadn't
just
shown flashes,
and just
man.
the fact
Think
I
about it,
stand by
bro.
this too. I actually sent it to one of my buddy's group messages today because we were talking about Kenny Mason. Actually, one of my buddies asked like, "Deke, where you at with Kenny versus Mason?" I said, "Mason QB1 for next week." He was like shocked. I'm like, dude, I still stand on if Kenny's was healthy this whole time. We're like 10-5 at least, and we
Fair
got the
enough,
playoffs
yeah.
locked up. I stand by that,
Yeah.
but Kenny hasn't
but
been
think
healthy.
about it though. Both things can also be true. We could have also been winning like we had been winning, but we've also saw that winning got a coach fired, and it had a lot of people questioning just the overall direction of this team, what we had in terms of Coach Tomlin, personnel. But then you see Mason come out here in this game, and all them questions kind of went away.
Yeah, I think it would have been better after the Cardinals game if Kenny's
Yeah.
healthy without Canada. You
and
know,
that's the
Patriots
unfortunate
game.
part. We just don't know because
I don't know.
injury. Yeah.
But yeah, when Kenny's in there, we win games. I know that, and things were looking up after we got rid of Canada. But he hasn't been out there for a month, so that's the problem. He hasn't been out there.
Mm-hmm.
We got a new guy in there, and he's done better than
Than the
anything.
last new guy.
Yeah, well, that's true.
'Cause
But
we had two new
anything
guys, yeah.
Kenny's done this year.
Yeah.
That was last 2 years. That was the most complete game by a quarterback. Last 2 years. Out of any of these 3 guys. Best the offenses look. Best game we've had as a Steelers team. And that's with our defense being all shaken up and banged up.
Yeah.
Put up points in the red zone. Like you gotta give that a chance again.
Yeah.
You have to.
Nah, I'm looking at it, man. They said he gonna compete with Russ. I think that's what they're saying this offseason,
Come
bro.
on.
What? What's wrong
No.
with that? You don't want to compete with Russ?
No.
What? TG said it yesterday. I started watching ESPN and stuff. They're like, oh yeah, this is why. And then I seen Sean Payton get that weak tell their excuse. I said, oh man, all right. I see what's going on here.
The rest stuff.
You used to say let him cook.
I'll just keep it really simple. Can we just let the season play out?
You said let Russ cook though.
Can we just please let the season play out?
How beautiful would it be though for you to have Russ finally
do
get
not
his
want-
MVP here, man?
No.
He never got an MVP anywhere else. Never got a vote. And I know you were real like, no, Russ can cook. Russ still got the juice. Like, I think, yeah, let Russ cook, bro.
No. I'd rather have Kenny here at his contract.
He's done
or
big winning, though.
Who knows what Mason does?
He's already done big winning and went back to another one.
I'm good, man. Kenny can do what Russ did this year. Like that's what I truly believe. Kenny can. Kenny's
enough.
capable.
Fair
So
enough.
why am I going to pay Russ whatever he's looking for to do that?
Fair enough, man.
Or it could be Mason. We'll see. Can we just let the season play out?
There it is.
That's all. Because I'm trying to think. Outside of getting one of the guys, to me, what's the point?
Yeah.
What's the point of
You
paying
getting
big money for a
a
quarterback?
bloated contract for a dude that isn't going to give you the production or the return
When
on
at
that investment.
least when you have, and this is the bare minimum, and I think Kenny's got a lot of room for improvement. When Kenny's in, we win games. At least you know that. Richard Arbizo. Deke need to rock a jersey of every guest star next season.
Every guest. Oh,
No, not guest star. Guest next season.
Oh, I was like, who's our guest star?
That's going to be expensive.
That would be, yeah, we get a lot of guests, man, because we be winning a lot. You know how the rules go. We win, we get a guest. All right, we lose too much. Deep be like, nah, Moats, we got to shut that guest thing down, man. It's bad for the team. All right, so, yeah. You started this, though. Well, you doing that, Mason, and then you didn't, when you got the Dotson and all that, man, yeah, you a Jersey dude, bro. So that's why they going there. That's why they going there. But yeah, I'm with you, bro. That could get pricey.
Chris G, shout out to my wife. Our 3-year anniversary is Sunday. A Steelers win will be a nice way to start the night.
Man, let's go. Salute you and your wife, man. 3 years of love, happiness, and marriage, man. Nothing but love for y'all, man. Wish y'all nothing but continued success. And yes, hopefully the Steelers do take care of business, man, because I hope that we can, enjoy ourselves on Sunday. You trying to enjoy yourself on Sunday, right? I know you're trying to enjoy yourself on Sunday.
Yeah, it's New Year's Eve.
I'm trying to enjoy myself on Sunday, baby, all right? I do not want to be ringing in the new year taking an L. Catch me, Drew? All right. So, take care of business, Steelers. Pretty please.
Our Barley.
Them boys going to be landing right when that ball dropped, too. Yeah, because they got that fresh, like, 4, 5. Ugh, that long flight from Seattle.
Our Barley 18, you not see him pouting today. You know he's been to the Manning camps from age 13 to 19. That isn't cheap. Dude is not Pittsburgh.
Just because he went to a Manning camp, man, doesn't mean that we know what him or his family had to sacrifice for him to get there, man. And if that was what, they had been fortunate enough to be in position for, man, we can't fault him for that, baby. That's all I'm saying, man. But in terms of saying he's not Pittsburgh, man, if you come here and you spend this much time in this city, man, it grows on you, baby. Speaking from experience. Kenny's one of them Pittsburgh cats, man. Kenny done lived this thing, man. Kenny done grown up out here, baby. So in terms of him pouting, I also think, we talk about like with the young lady that say rest in B face, right? Like, she's got that rest in B face. Just don't look real nice for her, man. Just, low key, Kenny kind of got that, man. All right, Kenny be on the sideline. He got that it's not stoic, but it's just, he ain't really expressed it. He don't give you all that. So I think sometimes people take that and kind of go wherever they want to go with it, man. But, man, I don't think Kenny is pouting, pissed, or I don't think he's physically showing those things. I think that's just Kenny's demeanor. Like, you could probably attest more. What does he look like when he was in college to you, bro? Is he this big, like, expressive face? Like, he just seemed just real, like, not stoic, but yeah, like, that's where he's stoic, bro. Yeah.
That's how he handles himself in interviews, too.
Yeah. And literally, like I said, when we're around him, man, whether it's cameras or no cameras, that's usually the vibe. So, yeah. He seemed pretty chill, man. Like I said, I get it. It's simple to say. He's from Jersey, has nice hair. He's a first-round quarterback, man. He's Hollywood. He's a pretty boy. He's too soft to play here. I get it. But, man, that's not Kitty. And I'm just speaking from my personal interactions with this cat on numerous occasions, man, both professionally and, either way. That's all.
I'm with you. I don't even think that statement's true that he's not Pittsburgh. I do think he has that blue-collar shit in him, that Pittsburgh stuff in him, for sure.
Like, they would get that man up out of here if he ain't had that, man. Like, come on, baby.
Well, so I disagree with that statement. I do think Kenny is Pittsburgh, but even if he's not, if you win games, it doesn't. Was Tom Brady Boston? Is Aaron Rodgers Green Bay?
No, man, they became it though. Let's not act like them boys didn't become a part of that coach over there. We respected Rodgers in Green Bay, even though we knew he was a Cali kid. We respect.
No, but that, I
Brady
mean,
with
that's kind of the premise he's going with. If you
yeah.
win games, it doesn't matter. You
Right.
kind of just become a part of the city, no matter what, even if you don't give off
Yeah.
those vibes. But I do think Kenny at least does
Yeah.
have those Pittsburgh blue
But
collar
yeah,
type of vibes.
I'm like, you giving him like he's entitled, like preppy soft guy. I'm like, bro, that ain't Kenny. The same way that I want Rodgers and that won't Brady when they was in their spots either. Now, could they get like that? Sure. But the boys, man, they still, they got a little,
Yeah, I think probably the most simple way to put it, if you got that dog and you can play anywhere.
Yeah. It's pretty simple.
Boomman
Man, why we over
318.
here, man? How we get to the Kenny defending his honor and pride day going, man? Who's it, man? Let me.
Moats Big Kenny guy.
Listen, R. Barley 18, why are you doing this to me today, R. Barley? Okay, you heard Deke over here. Oh, he's a big Kenny guy, right? Yeah, you see how it all happens, man. Man, I ain't got my chains all. See, messing with y'all, man, and this Kenny talk.
Boomman 318, but we can't overvalue a almost sack versus a sack. LOL. I get it, but come on now.
Yeah, hey, to each their own, man. Like I said, we're not saying that an almost sack is more valuable than an actual sack, but what we are saying is we're not going to minimize the fact that this dude has almost 30 more almost sacks than the guy that does have, well, I think it's 4 sack difference. I think TJ's sitting at 17. Mike is 13 and a half right now?
Something like that.
Yeah. So we're literally talking about a 3.5 sack difference versus dang near 30 something pressures. But I get exactly what you're saying. Trust me, I do. No different than you heard Miles Killebrew. He said, man, it's the difference between when I make a play versus blocking a punt because they messed up versus me actually winning it. All that kind of goes into it hand to hand, man. So it is what it is, baby. I get it. We love TJ, and trust me, I want TJ to win another one too. You don't think that'd be cool? Hey, man, I played with a 2-time depot winning. Come on, bro. All love. And trust me, man, that's what TJ when he got drafted. Y'all know we stamped in, man. That's my dude. But just from a national perspective, if we're not just solely saying we're Pittsburgh, and we're listening to what the actual argument is, I'll just communicate what they gonna be arguing about, man. And all the narrative that's going around it, that's how they try to push them things when you talking national awards. I wish it was as cut and dry and as simple as, man, he got more sacks and that's all that matters because sacks matter. I get it. But I pray that I'm wrong. All right, how about that? So then that way, we ain't got to worry about this combo ever again. We ain't never got to discuss pressures ever again. We could just solely say whoever has the most sacks is the best, and we could leave it at that. But I got this feeling that I might not be wrong, unfortunately.
Jordan Pierce, what happens if Mason plays like he did last week for the rest of the regular season and wins a playoff game? Do we bring in a QB in the offseason, or is it just Mason and Kenny fighting for QB1?
I still would bring in somebody just because the sample size is going to be really small. Outside of Mason leading us to a Super Bowl, how many games are we looking at seeing him in, right? 1 this week, potentially the week after that. So that's 3 games, and now you're saying a playoff game, right? Would a 5-game sample size be enough to say I'm confident rolling with Mason and Kenny, and you could just bring in whatever slaps to be the third guy? Me personally, I'm not comfortable with that. I would still like to bring in something that could legitimately raise that bar in that room, man. And if Mason is playing like what we just saw, well, that becomes that dude that we're saying can raise the bar. So now I don't have to spend as much money on what I need to bring in here to continue that direction going. But if Mason, for some reason, comes back to what we've, seen more of his norm being, well, then now it's a totally different conversation. Now you really got to go out there and, contemplate how much you want to spend on one of these guys to bring them in here and stuff like that. But, man, the better Mason plays, the better it's going to be in terms of what we don't have to spend in terms of that position this offseason, whether it's draft
and how
or
you
free
feel
agency,
about
man.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
that would be the reason you're not spending that.
Seriously,
you
man.
feel better about your quarterback position.
Yeah, but it all is going to be predicated off of how confident you feel that whatever Mason shows this week, if he gets his opportunity, that he can actually replicate that and continue doing that for the duration of a season or even multiple seasons, right? Because we're looking for that person we want to marry at quarterback. You don't want to do this 1 year. You're looking for the franchise guy. We want the next guy that's going to be here for 10, 15 plus years. So we don't care how that guy gets here. if it's Mason, man, great. We might be a little bit cheap on the front end before he got to get raised up in the punty. You know what I mean? But however it is, we just trying to figure that thing out, man.
Big Huncho Noriega. What's up, my guys? I told everybody that Mason was going to beat the dog shit out of the Kittens. I have always been Team Mason over the trash that we got.
Hey, all right. So what's your prediction this week? Just give it to me on the front end. Is he cooking again this week? Because you heard TG. TG said he's coming back to reality. TG says he thinks he's still going to play well, but he thinks it's going to come down from what we just saw. So Huncho Noriega, you called it. You said he's going to beat the dog stuff out of him. We want to hit this on the front end this week, too, just to make sure we all on the same page, baby.
I think we potentially have a little bit of a different game plan for the Seattle game than we did against Cincy.
Say it again?
I think we're going to have a different game plan, so Mason's numbers might not be as big, and we're on the road at Seattle. I just think we're going to run the rock, and we should. Seattle's run defense isn't that good.
Well, I think we can also be real about this, too. Mason can still look good as he did last week without the numbers reflecting that also.
I'm gonna
that's what I'm saying.
I'm gonna have the same perspective as I had with Ken. I don't care about Mason's stat. You know what it is when you see it.
No,
you know what it is.
Specifically in terms of it's gonna be we gonna know. We've seen dudes have good. I talked about Josh Allen having a good game and he had less than 100 yards passing. And I said, man, if you watch this game and how they linked on the run, but when it was time to make certain passes and certain plays, he made them. Mason can do that the same way we talk about Kenny doing some of that stuff.
Kenny was doing all last year, right?
That's what I'm saying, man.
And that's why I was high on Kenny at the end of 2022.
Yep.
I'm not backing off that he could be legit for us.
You shouldn't, because like I said, if that's your guy, that's your guy. And at this level, he has shown flashes. There's nothing wrong with that. You're just banking on those flashes turning into more consistent appearances. Whereas the people that are against him are saying that those flashes were literally just flashes and he's more on this side of it.
I mean, everybody's
still in the same spot.
My case is he had Canada and also he's been banged. I mean, I know it's not an excuse. You got to be better out there, but he was not only getting hurt and getting knocked out of games, but also had to play through the rib stuff for 2-3 weeks potentially.
Yeah, man.
That's at play. So it's not an excuse for end game, but it is something to think about when you're talking about the quarterback position going forward.
Context, absolutely.
Right, exactly. It's nuance to the whole situation.
And that's what what we do, we talk nuance. If you think about it, we talk nuance, man, because it's not as cut and dry as this and just because of this. It's usually multiple things for and then a couple of things against whatever decision is going to be made out that day, man.
Yeah. It's just Mason, in that one game he played, didn't leave anything up for interpretation where you're talking about context, nuance.
You talk about striking when the iron inside. He had the perfect moment. He took advantage of it was a
he had some misses, but it didn't matter.
It didn't, It
doesn't matter. Mm-hmm. And that's the thing. Other quarterbacks have, and I've brought this up how many times, other quarterbacks have misses around the league, but a lot of times their play will outweigh those misses where it doesn't even matter.
Yeah. But that's the thing that we're trying to see. You know, whether it's from Mason, whether it's from Kenny, I don't know if it would ever circle back to Mitch, but if it did, I'm just like, it was a point in time we never thought it would come back to Mason. Just remember.
GF, I respect it, Deke. I'm a fan for the team first before an individual player. Whatever makes us win. But Deke, you said top 5 over Josh Allen, Herbert, Aaron Rodgers, etc. Well, Aaron Rodgers didn't play this year, and Herbert actually didn't play that amazing this year either, and's been hurt. And he's out. Yeah, he's out for the rest of the year.
What about the first?
It's a bad prediction. What do you want me to say?
Game?
It was a bad prediction this year. It's a bad prediction.
You ain't got to say it's a bad. You could have just said Josh was cool. You could have just left it at Josh was and everybody else was bad. I'd have been cool with that. You ain't got to go anywhere. Yeah.
I'll even say Herbert. And Herbert had a bad couple weeks.
No, that's not fair. That is not fair. What? Why you want to lump in Herbert with Josh Allen?
No, I'll just get a Josh Allen. I'll just say this year they were better quarterbacks.
Can you just give me a solo Josh Allen, please?
Although no, I'm actually gonna take Herbert out the more I think of it.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, F Herbert, man. Won't like Herbert. Yeah.
Yeah, he puts up some of the stats.
Yeah. He like Drew Brees, man. Don't
you got
count.
People out there saying free Herbert.
Come on, man.
He's being held back so much. At the same time, I mean,
he ain't no Josh.
Can the dude win some more games?
He ain't no Josh. That's what you saying.
Can the dude win some more games?
I knew we could agree on this.
He's not. No, he's not. He's not.
I appreciate
Herbert,
you,
Lawrence. I think they're both overrated, but they're still top 10 because that's where we're at as a league.
It's so weird. As soon as you said that, I'm like, I would agree. They are both
I
slightly
don't know about
overrated.
I don't
but
know
they
about
are
Lawrence.
top 10.
Lawrence
though.
might have fallen out of the top 10 right now.
He's-
I'd take
he's still
Stafford over
flirting
him
in
for
it, though.
sure.
But think about it, Stafford at one point, if he's injured or not playing well, I think those type of dudes can fluctuate in that.
I'll say that was a good take. I had Stafford in the top 10 going into the season. Not a lot of people did. You actually did too.
Yeah, but we also said because we've seen him.
I mean, win
put
a
it
Super
together,
Bowl.
yeah.
Yeah, win a Super Bowl the way that he did. It's just
Yeah.
like if he's healthy. That was my big question.
Yeah.
Is he going to be healthy or is he just done
And
now?
that seems to be the issue with him right now. Is when he's healthy, it looks good.
Yeah, and that Rams team.
Yeah. But they getting a low key hot over there now too.
Yeah, I was
bro.
going to say,
Yeah.
I don't know what his stats are. He
They
kind of
got
has a
hot,
case
man.
for MVP. McVay might even have a case for Coach of the Year.
No, they don't have no case for MVP over there. Stop it, bro. If
I don't know what his stats
It's
are.
either Jalen. I mean, not
Oh,
Jalen.
he got hurt
It's-
too much.
It's either Lamar, Josh, CMC. I can't. Yeah, just one of them three. I'm there.
I agree. Yeah, it is.
One.
It is between one of those three.
If
What?
they do what they're supposed to do, it should be CMC. If it's truly an MVP, not a quarterback award. But if they doing it like how they've done it, then yeah.
What did I say yesterday?
You said Lamar, CMC, Tyreek, and then
No, I said Josh at third.
or no, was it TG? Might have been TG that said Tyreek.
He threw him in
I
there.
think he said Tyreek. Yeah,
Yeah, I'd say if the season ended right now, I'd say Lamar.
I would agree.
I would say Lamar.
Yep. Because Lamar played well. Like I need Lamar to have a okay Miami, while Josh goes stupid. Because I need Baltimore to win, but I don't need Lamar to go crazy.
Yeah,
'Cause,
basically
yeah.
the MVP's up for debate right now.
Yes. Lamar can go out here and cook, and it's a wrap. But I need Baltimore to win, though. We definitely need Baltimore to win. For the Steelers.
I think Allen and CM. I mean, I think it's close for two.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. We still have two more games in the regular season. I don't think CMC is going to do anything to hurt his case. Like he's around the same. I mean, it's going to take
harder
Lamar.
for him to jump.
Lamar,
whereas
yeah.
Lamar and Josh can
fluctuate. They could both go down, and where McCaffrey can just
think
win it
about
by
bro.
default.
Yeah, because they could both come out here and we've seen. Yeah, they could have a day where you're like, all right.
Or they could both go 0-2, collapse the season.
That's what I'm saying. Like we can see them
And
go out
then
there
McCaffrey
play.
just wins
Yeah.
because
There's
he
nobody
just
else.
had a couple steady games to close it out.
Yeah,
And he had an insane amount of touchdowns.
seriously, man.
Ethan Leach, Russ to the Berg. How y'all feeling? No.
Hey, man, let Russ cook. Let Russ cook. Come on, man. Nah, I don't know.
If you're making the splash move, again, I'm fine with where we're at. I'm 100% willing to go with Kenny into next year, see how Mason plays out. Like I'm 100% with that dynamic. I'm not switching off that. If you're gonna make the splash move, like the big net, like you gotta go for like Herbert or something like that.
Yeah, if I'm gonna spend 30-something mil on a quarterback, I personally just don't want to spend it on Russ. That's my whole issue. I don't want to spend that much on Russ, man.
And I don't even know what other quarterback you would do it for. Like, I think it would just be Herbert, but they're not gonna make him available. I think it's a stupid conversation.
If Kirk wasn't off the Achilles, I like him. Because he's a 2-year. It's a 2-year thing, man. 1 to 2 years, man. That's it. The same way we looked at Jimmy G going out there to San Fran. Before he got hurt, obviously, it was like, yo, this is supposed to be your year. Trey Lance supposed to come over and take over once you're done with this thing. I look at it kind of like that. And I think he's still cheaper.
Then I don't think he'd be cheaper than Russ right now.
Than
Herbert for sure.
Herbert. I would say he's cheaper than Herbert. Yeah.
Herbert for sure. Yeah, even cheaper now because of the Achilles.
Yeah. But I just don't know what that
He was going to put up some stats this year.
He was already putting up
on
stats,
pace.
bro. Nah.
He probably would be leading the league in yards and everything because no other quarterback has really stepped up.
Mm-mm.
You see, I don't know if anyone's going to hit 5,000 yards.
No,
he was
seriously,
definitely
man.
on pace.
Yeah.
And that's probably even with the Justin Jefferson injury. He would have been feeding Addison.
Nope.
Yo Young, if I win my fantasy league, I get a jersey. Might have to cop Miles. He's a vibe.
Hey, salute, man. Salute.
Oh, wow.
I like that, bro.
The interview got him buying a Miles Killebrew jersey.
Bro, Miles fire though, man.
That must mean we're doing something good.
Hey, low key, man. Low key. That's because you be asking them good questions over there, man.
He was a good guest, though.
He was the captain.
I mean, that counts, too.
You had the captain said I pulled over.
Yeah.
Somebody used to be driving. Who was the guy in the accident while he was talking to us? Was it Connor? Or he said the dude
Maybe.
almost hit him. Yeah, it was one of them. He was like, yo, this cat almost hit me real quick. Hold on. I'm like, yo. All right.
Joe Gerbers, did you guys see the clip on all of the three quarterbacks handoff and throw? Mason was the only accurate one. Just curious, not reading too much into it. What are your thoughts?
So I will just say this, man. Those clips are typically taken within the first 15, 20 minutes of practice where we are literally just warming up, man. And everybody goes through their warm-up differently. Some guys, you see, they're a little bit more locked in early on with the reps. Some guys, they take a little bit longer to get actually warmed up, especially at this stage in the season. So, yeah, I did see the 3 plays. So, where, Kenny comes out there, it's kind of not full speed, but he throws it. The ball kind of goes to the right. You see Mitch kind of throws it kind of high this way. And then you see Mason come out there, and it's perfect. And, of course, that's where the clip stops, right? These are warm-up throws, though, bro. That's all I'm going to say, man. I don't want to say you're reading too much into it because I get it when the quarterback play has been what it's been this season. This is what you open it up to. We're literally like, who's the most accurate between 3 dudes throwing from, the hash
Mitch's
to the
was
numbers.
Terrible, I'm not going to lie.
It's lit. Was it a completion? That's what I'm saying.
His feet.
It was a completion, right? We warming up.
Ducking down quick. It was like a sinker.
That's all, man.
Curveball.
I'm like, we judging people off of warm-ups now, like, but this comes with it. So, yeah. I'm like, because if that's the case, then you saying Mitch and Kenny was god-awful because there's no pressure, there's no rush, and you can't put that ball right on the bullseye. But that's why I'm like, it's just a warm-up, man. It ain't that deep, baby. It ain't that deep.
GF2
hold on. Yeah, Knight Rider 16. Perfect. Yeah, he said it's the layup line. That's the comparison. Yes. Think layup line. You've been to basketball games before, right? Yeah, at Pitt.
I used to hoop back in the day.
So you know what time you're going to get the catch. They're stupid nice in warm-ups. They throwing off the backboard. You got the ones that's they kind of finger roll and everything, but they can get up. Then you got the rim grade, the one who he ain't go dunking in one way. He's going to come up there and just drop it in. Then you got the cat that's kind of just lags a day. Deke, sometimes I be relaxed because days go cat like, all right, let me just he just throw something up, kind of chill. You like, I don't know about that one. And then you game start, you like, he giving buckets. All right, this is different. That's warm-ups, man. This is warm-up. Y'all should see Debo warm up, man. We say with Debo, we like Debo, bro. What's that, man? Debo look like he was 100 at times warming up. TJ Watt at times when he warmed up. We like, bro, TJ, you look old. Until it's time to go, and then you be like, oh, he's a killer. That's a savage, man. Stay away from that man. So that's all, baby. It's just warm-ups, man. That's it.
GF2 has made it through some real adversity, and he is a better player for it. Maybe he can lead the younger players now. 8 has his turn to conquer adversity. If he does, then the better leader he'll be.
1,000%. And, I mean, you heard Miles Killebrew talk about it. I've talked about it. TG, a lot of the guests have talked about it, man. You're going to go through adversity. If you played this game long enough, you fortunate enough to stack years here, man, you're going to face adversity. Whether it's injury, playing time, contract, politics, whatever, you're going to have adversity. It's all about how you respond to that adversity, man. And as we've seen league-wide, not everybody responds to the adversity the same way. Not everybody can handle, that adversity. And it shows, man. So for Mason, he handled his business every time he was interviewed, even in the process, before he actually got that chance to come out there and look good. Still was saying the right thing, still doing the right thing. So for Kenny, yeah, it's going to shift to him. And that was kind of, what we kind of laughed about it. But at the same time, it's like just his comment of, did you learn anything? And he's like, no. Think about when they was talking to Mason a couple weeks ago and they're like, yo, do you think you deserve an opportunity to get out here and start? Do you think you should get the chance now that we've seen Mitch and this is this? And he's like, man, I'm not deserving of anything. He's like, bro, I'm just happy to be here. I'm happy to da-da-da-da. It's just a different mindset. It's a different way to communicate it. And that's the thing, when you're talking about just in these type of moments, man, you can't let your feelings get your mouth in trouble. You know what I mean? Because your feelings going to have you saying certain things you shouldn't be saying. Like, hey, did you learn anything? No. And that's the part where it's just like, yo, you learn in these moments, though. Because that adversity is going to feel like it's stacking on. I'm sure for Kenny, it is stacking on. Man, they was putting the camera on you in the game, man. Look at his face right here. Then they were showing, oh, man, Mason did this. Now did you learn anything from them? Oh, now they said, well, why didn't you learn anything? And don't let Mason do it again this week. Did you learn anything this week now? You know that's the next question, right? You know that's the next question. Let Mason come out here and play well.
Whoever asked that's a dick.
No, they're not. He opened the door.
That's a dick question.
No, it is not.
At that point.
It was a
the
dick.
Initial question.
It was a dick answer. If we being real about it, do you learn anything? No. That's a dick move. We know that. You and your feelings. Ain't nothing wrong with it. You just can't publicly say that. So you've opened the door now for the next reporter who, let's be real, reporters get paid to get them type of answers. They get paid to ask some type of questions. So you know it's going to be a cat come up there. Hey, Mr. Kenny Pickett. So last week you said you didn't learn anything from good old Mason Rudolph. Well, we just seen Kenny cook again this week. We just seen Mason cook in Seattle on the road. Get another win. Did you learn anything this week? And now he got to be stuck. And now you got to see how you respond.
I'll be honest, he shouldn't be answering questions, though, if Mason cooks.
They're going to ask him, bro. Because if you're not the starter, you're not off limits now. You part of the media scrum now, bro. When you're the starting quarterback, oh, you're protected. You talk when you're supposed to talk. When you the backup, man, you see when they talk to Mason. Opposite. No, you see when they talk to Mason, they walk right at the Mason's locker. It's just a different vibe, man. That's all, man.
Big Huncho Noriega, if this was any other QB playing like Kenny, Deke would be trying to get rid of him. It's the Pitt bias. It makes your take so bad, you're going to regret it.
Hey, man, well, he hasn't had to regret it just yet, so let him hold fast. Let him see it through the end, baby. He's too far into this thing to backtrack now. Could you imagine Deke being 85% of the way on your journey, and now you like, all right, let me second guess it. Let me change my mind. Nah, man, Deke is locked in. Deke is going to see what Kenny is. Deke going to find out, man. Deke can't back off of that, man. Nah, man. He locked in, man. That's his guy. Ain't there nothing wrong with him being his guy, man. Bro, could you imagine you be locked in for this long? And
a lot of these people are just lucky he's been hurt. I'm being honest, because we would legitimately be 10-5 right now if Kenny was starting.
Hey, you already know what time we on, man.
We would be. We legitimately would be. And I would hope that the offense looked more like the Cincy game in that first half of the Arizona game before it went down, as opposed to some of the stuff we were dealing with earlier. But that would be my bet. That would be my bet.
I don't know why they trying to get at you today, Deke. They just trying to get at you, man.
R Barley 18. I'm just over it. Everyone just flashes this, flashes that. Let's see. It's been 26 games. I've seen enough. Bubby Brister had flashes. Ryan Leaf had flashes after 26 games. And your best game is an off day for a top 10 guy. I'm good.
Hey, trust me. There is nothing wrong with that either, baby. But that is the big question. You're tired of it. When are the Steelers tired of it? You didn't draft him in the first round and invest the money that you invested, that the Steelers invested in him. So it's a lot easier for you to be tired of that, for you to already draw that conclusion, because it's not your skin in the game. They got a lot of skin in this game, man. So they're going to make sure that they know 100%, and it's when they feel like they've given it every opportunity and they have seen everything they need to see. That's when they're going to make their move. But it's easy when it ain't your investment. It's a lot easier to say, man, yeah, cut ties with that. You ain't draft that in the first round. You ain't got that money in, salary cap tied up in that right now. Yeah. So that's a part of the business side of it. And that's the difference of professional football. The business is legitimate. So they are not going to just, it was 26 games, flash. I don't care no more. Nah. 26 games, you admitted yourself, you saw flashes. No different than you saw from Bubby Brister and Ryan Leaf. Correct. At this level, every single person is talented enough to make plays. Miles Killebrew, would you want him as your starting safety for 17 weeks? Probably not.
Hell no.
This dude got a pick on Drew Brees. That's his first career interception. That's a Hall of Famer. First ballot cat, right? He had a pick 6 for 35 yards against Carson Palmer. It's a lot of dudes walking on this team right now that ain't got them type of numbers. They ain't had that before. Flashes. Everybody's talented, right? But in terms of what we have invested in Kenny, we just want to make sure as an organization what he truly is. So that's why they keep giving these opportunities. Because, yeah, he has flash, no different than everybody else, but we're trying to see, can that flash turn into a more consistent thing? And every single time where you're looking like we're about to find the true answer to that, the injuries have happened. And that's why the situation is what it is. But don't get it confused with a team being patient in evaluation and them not making moves to expedite the evaluation. Those aren't the same. You've already seen that. Why do you think Mason is going to get an opportunity to potentially start this week? Read the tea leaves, baby. It ain't hidden. If they were happy and fully content with everything that Kenny has done, don't you think he would be getting the nod this week if he's healthy? it wouldn't be a debate. It wouldn't be a controversy at all, would it? It wouldn't be. But this is what it is because they've already shown you through their actions that they're not completely satisfied with what Kenny has put out there. So, this is their investment, but that is ultimately why, for them, they're willing to wait a little bit longer with it, man. And how we going to fault them for that? That's all I'm saying, baby. This is literally the second year of this thing. The second year. It's a fully guaranteed contract when you're a first-round draft pick. Team got the fifth-year option. It's the second year. It's not even done. It's still 2 games left in the second year. I get it. You might be done with it, and that's fine that you are done with it. But for the organization, it just ain't that simple, baby. That's all.
Especially since, too, Kenny's tenure here it's just been incomplete.
Yeah.
I think they actually are curious and want to see more, like legitimately.
This is how it goes at this level, man.
We were 7-4 before he went down. 7-4. I think we would have been 10-5 if he wouldn't have got hurt.
All of that plays into the business part of it, man. Like I said, if it was just the sports part of it, man, what R. Barley is saying, what Big Noriega has said, it would be just as simple as that. Move on, cut bait, go. But that's not this level where you're talking salary cap league and contracts and the NFL. This is how it works, man. So, yeah.
Marvin D. Wallace Sr. just giving us some support. Thank you.
Hey, man, salute you, Marvin D. Wallace Sr.
Christian Manzi. Moats, so you're saying Parsons had 30 more chances.
Give me the absolute. Come on.
And still couldn't catch up to TJ, and he's supposed to be better. Oh, okay. And around the league picks, man.
All right. So, yeah, man, we're going to work on them around the league picks, though, baby. But, yeah, whatever y'all say, y'all got all of the answers as it pertains to TJ Watt and sacks, all right? I know nothing. I'm 100% raw. Y'all all are correct. I'm raw.
International. Deke, that Mason jersey had me dying. You're a real one for that. If the Steelers were to bring in a QB1, who would you guys like to see? Fields, Kyler, Russ, another vet, or trade up and get a top rookie?
I mean, you know the dude I'm hollering for. Tyrod Taylor. That's my dude. That's who I want here, man. Because we still got some incomplete stuff, man. Or incomplete stuff. And now with this new Mason development, it looks interesting. If that can continue, then it's super interesting, man. So that's why I'm leaning in to do like Tyrod, man. I think that's the perfect little bridge situation, leadership. Can get you out of anything that you need to get up out of. At the same time, man, he's won, you know, but he's going to be inexpensive, and it doesn't deter you from anything that you want to do this year at quarterback or even a year from now at quarterback. If you wanted to draft something early, you still could go and take a chance on drafting something. If you wanted to wait till next year's class, you could still do that. So that's why, for me, I go Tyrod.
Yeah, I'm good with not bringing anyone in. Just going with Kenny. I guess you see how Mason does here. Yeah. Mason does good. You bring back Mason. And it's Kenny Mason. Yeah, you're cutting Mitch, so I guess you do have to bring in a guy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, because Mitch can be gone.
Yeah, either you draft a guy late or, the Tyrod Taylor, Jacoby Brissett type of option. Like, veteran, backup guy that's just going to be around.
Now, my man Raul Havana, and DJ Johnson, they both brought up Baker Mayfield as well as potential options. We talked about him, but we think his price point is going to be like starter money based on what he's doing right now.
Based off what Gino got, it's going to be around 25 or 30 million.
Yeah.
It's literally the same comparison where
that's what it is, yeah.
If Tampa keeps playing like they are, they're going to win the division. Well, I guess Seahawks didn't win the division, but they'll win the division. They'll have a playoff game, and that's what Gino did last year. Seahawks had a playoff game. I know they ended up losing, but Baker's going to have close to 30 touchdowns, 8, 9, 10 picks.
Single digit, yeah.
And Gino got $25 million a year. So I would assume that's what around Baker would be getting, at least.
Yep.
All right, that was International. Thank you for that. A2A style, QBs that show flashes end up as career QB2s.
Ain't nothing wrong with that either, yeah.
Good job.
Yeah, but you got to see it. and they consistently show a little bit more. That's why you get your Chase Daniels, right? I think that's what TJ had brought up the other day. Who's some of these other long tenured backup quarterbacks? Brian Hoyer, he's another cat, right? I think he's still backing up at New England now, right? He done left multiple times. Yeah, if you're good enough that you've shown flashes enough, but your floor is high enough, yeah, that's what makes a good QB2. We act as if QB2 is some like god awful spot to be in, man. They are very important. Quarterbacks get hurt, man. We see that, baby.
Elijah West, we would trade for Herbert in a heartbeat.
Yeah, we would, but at the same time,
Probably not, to be honest.
it would depend. I was gonna say it depends on what you were willing to give up.
You're gonna have to give up the
a
house,
ransom.
and then you got a $50 million contract you're dealing
yeah. With the dude
I don't
that you
think
still got questions on in terms of has he shown that he can pull his own team and take them, because he was on the bad end of it. Trevor was on the good end of that story.
Yeah, especially too if Tomlin still believes in Pickett, he'd be like, yeah, why are we
Yeah.
giving up all that for Herbert when we actually think Pickett could get to somewhere on that level, right?
And our style of play too, just I don't know if that's what they'll be interested in doing. Because like I said, with Herbert, you start paying that money, man, you're throwing. This is a passing first team from here on out, and you got to get your money's worth. The same way we had 7 here, 7, but 7 could actually deliver on that more consistently. That's gonna go back and be the question on Herbert. If you live in that, can you live like that? Can you win like that? Because you're putting a lot on that one guy. And if he is not that consistently enough, then, yeah, you're always going to get got at the end, man.
Brilla 92, Mason for 225. So here's his stat prediction.
Oh, he's predicting.
Yeah.
All right. Here we go.
Mason for 225 and 2 touchdowns. 31-17, the good guys. Happy New Year to everyone. But unofficial stagnation. The beef carries over to 2024.
Shout out. I love it. And for those that don't know, that's official momentum. All right. They got a little chat beef. But it's beautiful. I love it.
GF 2 has made it through some. I already read this one, right?
Yeah, I think we're on AJ. Should be AJ.
Yeah. Skipped some there. AJ says, or no, he doesn't say. He gifted a Moats membership to Quan Summer.
Shout out to AJ, Rockstar, and Quan Summer. Welcome to the upper room. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And don't forget to hit that like button one time for people like AJ. And, of course, people like Quan Summer as well, man.
Let's go, UW. So with Hines Ward getting canned, would you bring him to be the OC here next season?
Hines got fired from what? When did he get fired? They was in the XFL joint still.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I'd have to look at that.
I guess he's available.
I mean,
OC?
OC.
Did he do OC stuff there?
I think he was the head coach. I didn't know if he was OC, though.
Yeah.
Because I thought
he's been receivers coach.
Yeah, he was receivers coach. He worked with us in training camp, but he was officially that position with the Jets for a couple of seasons.
I don't mind the idea of bringing Hines Ward in on the staff. I don't know if I want to go OC.
OC is a big title, man.
With like his zero experience OC at all.
I don't. Yeah,
I think I just wanted to be the wide receiver mentor for Pickens, specifically Pickens too. Like we need another wide receiver coach for whatever Shanahan type of guru we bring in.
Yeah,
but Hines Ward is specifically like Pickens' mentor for next year. Specifically,
I ain't tripping on it, man. Like I said, OC. I don't like it as OC, but I wouldn't mind if B. Leftwich is the OC and you bring, like you said, Hines on the staff to be a part of it.
That'd be actually. So if you go the candidate-ish approach and bring in Leftwich or you hire Whipple, I think Hines Ward's a perfect receiver coach for that.
Because that's kind of how I look
perfect.
at it, man.
But if you go the outside, Kubiak, McVay Guru, whatever it is, do you want Hines? I wouldn't mind having just Hines around.
Hines is a good dude to have in the building, man.
Exactly.
You know that.
Just
it's Hines, bro.
Have him be there.
Yeah.
Job title, Pickens mentor. Whatever you just get him there. Steeler way teacher, maybe that's what you call him.
You know he gonna bring all that and the toughness, man.
Yeah.
Show up to work every day type of dude, man.
828 style. KP has to work on his face when he's upset during interviews. Plus, he was real short on his answers on some questions. What QB can't learn from the sideline? Looks like Mason did because it shows.
Yeah, like you said, man, he definitely allowed his internal feelings to, get him in a little bit of a position right here where, we looking at him and we asking him questions. Well, how didn't you? What do you mean you didn't? And why didn't you? So this comes with it, man. But at the same time, you live and you learn. no different when Pickens. What week it was? I forgot when they had asked Pickens a question. He had some crazy response, and then the following week it was a similar question. He was like way different this time around. I just feel like with Kitty, next time they ask him, "Hey, did you learn anything?" I think it'd be a little different.
This might be the worst idea I've ever heard.
Oh, no.
Muhammad Dafala says 14's mentor should be Holmes.
Oh,
actually, that's the second worst idea. The worst
AB,
idea would be AB.
Yeah. I was gonna say, man, shout out to Tone. You know, Tone the homie, but shout out to Tone. Oh man, that would be interesting.
I mean, if he was able to keep things in line, he would have been here for his career. We had to get rid of him still in his prime, and we needed him. Like, we needed him when we got rid of him. That just goes to show, like, things went
or maybe
awry here.
But maybe he can speak from experience. I don't know, bro.
Sure.
That's dangerous, though. Yeah, that could be a little dangerous.
AJ Martinez, 7 is a 2 hater. Big time. 2 is a big time underdog. No, it's all part of the training.
I don't think 7's a hater on 2, but
it's all part of the training.
It's
tough love. It's toughen up, Mason.
Man, when you playing at this league, man, everybody is an alpha. Everybody has been the big fish where they come from. Everybody has had to bite off the heads of every fish in their vicinity to make it to this level, man. So when you get here, you heard Killebrew say it as well. You got to figure out who you are and where you are in your career in terms of, all right, are you a franchise guy? Are you a special teams guy? Are you a role player cat, right? So for 7, he's been the guy, period. Until we draft a Mason, and now it's like, whoa, what you bringing this cat in here for? You saying I ain't got it no more? I know at the time I had been talking about retiring, right? I've been talking about that type of stuff, but nah, I'm still the guy. So that was, yeah. I ain't about to help you out. You here to take my spot. I ain't stupid. I know how this thing rolls. So if you need help, there you go right there. Like I said, I don't think it was anything from a personal standpoint of he don't respect him or like him like that. But that's that dog eat dog, and everybody handles it differently. You've heard my approach when I talked about it in contrast to sharing the locker room with James Harrison and how he was at times. We know the stories of how he ended up getting up out of Pittsburgh, right? So we all have these similar feelings. We all got that. That never goes away, so we're not going to fault 7 for that. But 7 is not a hater of 2. I don't think that's
he said he should get the call.
Yeah, like, it's just when you have made it to this level, man, you have had to overcome a lot. Even the first round prima donna prom kings, you still face a lot on this journey, man. So like I said, when you get here, man, nah, you ain't about to just be hearing, oh, they love this cat because he from college. You like, bro, I done won a Super Bowl. I done this thing at the highest level. You kiss his butt. I ain't kissing his butt. That's how a lot of vets be feeling about these young cats. You could even hear when me and Deke talk rookies. I'm not as harsh on them, but you even hear when I talk about rookies. I'm like, bro, you about to crown them off for that? For what? For college? I don't care about college. Man, them kid games. It's a totally different game. These grown men over here, man. But that's... So 7's response or how 7 was treated, that's what that is, man. It won't nothing. Whereas like beef, though, nah.
Gino sees what I see. Ben's tough love finally paying off. GF, and having the threat of a deep ball with 2 to 14 now, I hope makes teams back off and watch how the running game eats.
Well, that should be the natural response. That was
a
big reason why Cincinnati struggled. Cincinnati said we're going to play cover 3 or we're going to play cover 1 and walk the extra defender in the box because up until this game, we hadn't shown the ability to consistently hit the deep ball, nor do we show Pickens consistently ability to make a guy miss and score, right? So you think first pass play of the game, Pickens makes a guy miss on a cover 3, takes it to the house. Then we hit him with a couple other deep passes, right? Before you know it, they like, whoa, man, this isn't the plan that we had. We planned on coming here and playing this type of coverage. And now this has been blown out of the water. Now we got to start adjusting. That's a beautiful thing. Like I said, we haven't been able to do that consistently. But going forward, if that is a part of this offense now, man, yeah, it opens up a lot. But that's also part of Seattle. We're going to talk about them in a little bit too. Seattle, that's part of their game, though, because they got a big arm quarterback as well, and they can stretch the field. And that's why they're able to have that success even with a Kenneth Walker over there, man.
AJ Martinez gifted a Mets membership to Ramiro Fernandez.
Shout out to
And-
AJ being a rock star and Ramiro Fernandez. Welcome to the upper room. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
That's it for the paid comments.
Perfect. All right, so let's hop right into this thing, man. We're going to preview this joint real quick. Get in and out. And then we're going to get them picks at the end for you, Manzi. All right. So, in terms of, excuse me on that one. Seahawks matchup, man. A couple of strengths that I have, man, when I'm looking at the Seahawks team. I started out with Geno. I think he has a big arm, and he is their leader. You see how the team plays when he's out there, man. It's just cool, calm, and collected. They reflect Geno. Geno is a smooth cat, man. And like I said, man, since he's taken over, it's a reason why they've been a lot more consistent offensively. There's a reason why they even paid him this offseason as well, man. So, when you talk about a quarterback being able to stretch the grass and having the weapons out there, because they are very talented at receiver, that's a big part of it. So, like I said, man, for the strengths, I started with Geno's big arm. A couple other things that kind of jumped out. We obviously know they're very talented. Like we said, the receivers, DK and Jigba. I'm trying to think of my Lockett over there as well, man. So we know 3 very talented guys at different stages of their career with very different body types. But that's a big part of it as well, man. And then I looked at their pass rush, and I'm like, I like their guys over there, man. As a group, they're really good. You see a lot of 4.5, 3.5, mixed here. But then you obviously have their stud rusher, who is Boye Mafe, and he's, I think, is sitting at 9.5 sacks right now. But they do a good job of just sitting multiple body types, and they got them traditional big body DN types rushing. They call it their little Leo rush, but think Cliff Averill types. Them 6'4", 267, 270-pound DN, hand in the ground. Yeah, that's a different. We don't typically see them type of cats here. We usually see your Sam Hubbards, your Trey Hendricksons, long, that type. There's just a little bit different body type over there, but that's what fits their defense. And then they got a guy in terms of their leader, Pete Carroll. Very similar in terms of the respect I have for him, like I have for our Coach T, man. Doing it for a long time, man. Leader of men. And knowing dudes that have been in that locker room, multiple cats, not just TG. Multiple cats over there, man. They all have a ton of respect for how he leads those guys over there, man. So, like I said, those are some of the strengths that jumped off the screen to me, man. What you got on your end, baby?
So what I'm going to start off with on the strengths is also going to be considered a weakness as well. So it's going to count for both categories.
Yeah, I definitely get it, man.
They're just like us.
Yeah.
They are exactly like us. So
yep.
The good in that is they have a Hall of Fame coach.
Yep.
They're going to be in the mix year in, year out, as you see this year. They're 8-7. We're 8-7.
Yep.
They have a ton of talent on both sides of the ball.
Swear, Deke, you preach it.
But
Deke.
some of the weaknesses is they haven't really been able to get all that talent together.
You're preaching.
Close games. There are a lot of close games.
Yeah.
Play with a small margin of error.
Yep.
But then the positive of that is they've pulled out a lot of those by the skin of their teeth. I think Geno Smith's actually leading the league in game-winning drives. Drew Lock had the game-winning drive against the Eagles.
Yes.
What have we been doing? Yes. Keep it close. Fourth quarter, Kenny. We're going to come up clutch. Game-winning drive. That's what we've been doing.
Yep.
What else? They have a 3-game losing – or no, they have a 4-game losing streak this year. Yeah. We have a 3-game losing streak. They also have less points for – than they do against them. But they have a winning record and are 8-7.
Yeah, they're like, how do you do that? Yep.
The thing I think we do better than the Seahawks, though, is we get takeaways at a much higher clip.
I would agree.
But they also don't really turn the ball over. That's something we've specialized in all year. So there's a plus and minus to that. They're just like they're the West Coast version of the Steelers.
Honestly, bro, you hit it right on the head, man. You hit it right on the head.
Other strengths, I'm with you on Geno Smith. I'll just say the passing game, big playability with Geno Smith, and then those 3 receivers. Yeah. I checked. I don't know if this is even a real stat. It was on Google, though. But they are, I think, 8th in big play.
Oh, like the explosive
passing
20-plus yard plays. Yeah.
Is that what it is? They go off 20-plus? Yeah, I think they're 8th in the league. So that's something we got to watch out for. Last game against Bengals, we let up that slant to T. Higgins. Like you can't afford to do that in this one.
Yeah,
that's one of the things that's going to keep Seattle in these games.
Yeah.
And then final one for the strengths. I mentioned a lot. You know what? Can I just skip this last? Because I mentioned a lot in that whole first one.
You definitely did.
I was going to say talent on defense. I like their corners. But I think that goes hand in hand with the talent for the whole team that I already mentioned.
Yeah, man. We ain't got a crown on, bro.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Yeah.
I like their secondary. I like some of the talent they got in the secondary.
Respect, man.
Tariq Woolen, Witherspoon, safeties aren't bad.
Now let's talk some of their weaknesses then. Can we get at them real quick, D? Let's get at them real quick, all right? So for their weaknesses, first off, what we don't like, they O-line mad inconsistent with pass protection, bro. I'm looking at Charles Cross. Obviously, we know former top pick from, 2 years ago? 3 years ago now? Yeah, but still hasn't developed to, be a consistent all-pro type caliber dude out there, man. And, yeah, they have leaky protection, both at the tackle spots and in the interior portion of their D-line. Interior portion of their offensive line. So, for me, that is definitely an area that I think we're going to have some success attacking. The next part is their run defense. They got some names. I love them names in pass rush, some of them names.
We know one of them. We're pretty familiar with one of them.
But some of them names on that defense play, oh, baby. All right, they got a dude that's been playing Sam linebacker for them these past couple of games, Deke. You familiar with him. He's changed his number. He's changed the color of his uniform. But he's still struggling with some similar stuff over there. And that's part of their issue. The other part is no different than a lot of teams in this league. They are enamored with playing some nickel defense. Problem is this, their nickel corner is Artie Burns. I like Artie in terms of his size when he's covering, but they're making him have to be in that box and tackle a lot more as the nickel corner. These are not their strong suits. That's not his strong suit. So when you look at them against the run, Bobby Wagner, he makes a good amount of plays, but he's older now. They give up a good amount on that ground, and that's one of the things that I do think when you're attacking them, man, we should be able to have success against that run defense.
It could be a great equalizer in a away game like this.
Absolutely. And then the last thing, I talked about him as a strength, Geno, big arm. He's also one of the weaknesses, man. Off-schedule plays, that's where he struggles. When it is not what it needs to be, he's not the most elusive cat in the sense of, let me get up out this pocket, step around a guy, and go. That's not his game. He will try to bail in terms of giving ground, and then big arm and get it off. But in terms of him having to improvise, that is typically where he will struggle. But the caveat is this. The same way we said last week, Jake Brown, and man, he'll take some chances, but his receivers have made him right. Geno doesn't take the same chances. But Geno has the receivers that if he does take chances, they can definitely make him right. And that's a part of it with Geno, with this team. But Geno is really smart with that football, and rightfully so. He's been a dude that's had adversity. He's lost it before. So you can see he's not going to just put it in harm's way. But you can definitely...
Especially seeing how Drew Lock played.
Absolutely. Yeah. But that's one of them things. If you can make him have to improvise, if you can make him have to do some of that off-schedules type stuff and be a playmaker at that position, that is where you will see Geno start to struggle.
I'm with you on their offensive line. I think Highsmith and TJ could cook.
Mm-hmm.
And then rush defense, yeah, that's clear too. I think that's something we're going to have to focus on this game. Because I don't want to say, what are we talking about with our quarterback situation? I was going to say we got some uncertainty with it, but not really. Like if we're going with Mason, we know who he is. We know what he offers. I think just the running game will help Mason in his second start this year and first game on the road, hostile environment like this. It's only going to help. And I think it's just going to be one of those back and forth dynamics. If the run game's cooking, I think you give Mason a couple chances at some deep balls.
Yeah.
And he showed last week he can perform and make those happen.
Well, because the big thing you're trying to hunt is the one-on-one. And the running game will create the one-on-one because the running game is going to force your defense to play cover 3 or cover 1. You make them walk that extra guy in the box. But they're not going to walk the extra guy in that box if we not running. And that's when you're going to get them cover 4s, them cover 2s, them 6s. And it's just hard to get chunk plays on them type of coverages.
And then my honorable mention is the fact that Seattle has Devin Bush and Artie Burns. That's a weakness.
Now, I will say this. Of the two, shout out to my dog, Artie. Artie is definitely the better player right now,
They've kept him around.
I was going to say, shout out to Artie. Artie got hurt out there, but he's still playing right now. He's active. Like, he got hurt, I think it was last year, he tore the ACL. But he's definitely, to me, he's been helping them out a little bit more than
Bush had to play these last week or two because of injuries, right?
Correct. He typically
because before that he only had 3 tackles on the year.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Miles Jack had better stats than him.
Yeah, he's typically not on defense like that. Artie is their nickel though, but they've also been banged up at the corner spot too. So that's kind of at play. But yeah, you catch my drift. Did you have any more weaknesses, or that's where you was at?
That is it.
Let's get it, man. Let's get it. So I got a couple matchups we're gonna talk real quick, and then after that we're gonna drop them score predictions, baby. But speaking of these matchups, man, y'all know Kenneth Walker, man, really good player, dynamic young cat. He keeps their offense on schedule, man. When they can just give him that ball, that allows that play action pass to open up. That allows Geno to stretch the grass down the field, getting DK, Tyler Lockett, and company involved. So our inside linebackers, man, it's gonna be another big week. We know we still kind of banged up. We know. But who cares? Miles Jack, you done had you another week now to practice, get acclimated. Green dot you up, right? Because I think they said no E-Rob this week, right?
He's out.
Yeah, so we know. All right, Miles is on you.
Jalen Smith get that call up.
That'll be a quick turnaround. I don't know.
Who would you rather have, him or Blake Martinez out there at this point?
Well, my only issue is the cardio part. So it's like, yes, Jalen, I think, is the better. Well, Jalen's been a better player. But when cardio comes into play, you can't tell if a dude doesn't want to play or doesn't know what he's doing when they tired, because it all looks the same. It's just bad, bro. So that's my only issue with it.
I think we could be fine if Landon Roberts gets healthy. We could roll with him and Jack rest of the season.
We definitely could.
As like our main two.
And then they sprinkle in a little Michael Walker on occasion.
I think we could live with that. Minka gets healthy. Kazee gets back for the playoffs.
But the thing is,
we can roll with that.
We got to see what's up
Eric
with E-Rob. I just don't know what's up with E-Rob. That's it. Now Rowe came in and did what he was supposed to do, baby. So I definitely like that, man.
Pat P showing his versatility. Yeah. Get Keanu Neal back. When's he coming back? He could play some of the box linebacker stuff.
When did we put him on IR? Because he has to wait for like 4 games from whenever they put him on. So
I don't know.
Yeah.
But if we win these next 2 games, we might weirdly be getting healthy at the right time.
That's what it's big about, man. We got to get healthy at the right time, man. So, like I said, Kenneth Walker, though, versus our inside linebackers, we have got to stop him, man. We make that situation one-dimensional. We're going to enjoy ourselves, all right? Next matchup, though. Y'all know they got a big body receiver, DK Metcalf. Big, strong, physical, can take the top off. JPJ, you've been drafted for a reason. I love your physicality. I love how you match up with big body receivers. DK is a different animal, though. DK isn't like Devontae Adams in terms of how he runs his routes. DK Metcalf ain't like T. Higgins in terms of how he runs his route. DK gonna run his route like a big body bully over there. So for PZ Jr., you gonna have to fight through that. And yes, they are probably gonna call some calls on you. If they called more than just the one on him, I'm not tripping because of who he is playing against this week. You're gonna have to match that physicality. Otherwise, that's where DK really shines. So for me, man, I can't wait to see how the young boy steps up in this matchup on the road, but that's definitely one of them ones. Now, after that, man, we got to talk their O-line, specifically their tackles, though. Charles Clark, that's the right tackle, or excuse me, that's the left tackle. Abraham Lucas is the right tackle. Highsmith got to cook Charles. And TJ, if we saying TJ is who he is, and TJ is who he is, if you want to solidify it, you want to silence all this Micah Parsons and all this other, hey, Moats, man, why you keep... If y'all wanted to be that,
does TJ need 10 pressures this game?
Why hasn't he had them before is what I'm saying. If he wants to make it clear, go make it clear. It ain't a me thing. It's a TJ thing. Y'all got y'all feelings on him. I just tell y'all what the other people go say. But if y'all wanted to be right, you gonna need to do something versus this type of cat right here. That's all I'm saying. And it can't just be one sack. That's all I'm saying. But y'all take that. Y'all would take it. Y'all know more than me, man. I'm just here just talking. All right. But then after that, the fourth cat we got to talk about is Boye Mafe. That's their pass rusher. That's their dude. Their best guy. And damn well you going to see him. Because he going to want you. Got some dope speed. Got good size. Really good hand usage. Good motor. You can't let them wreck us, man. Can't let them wreck us. All right. And then the last part is for Mason or potentially Kenny. If by some reason Coach T goes Kenny versus the Legion of Boom 2.0. And what I mean is this, man. Reek Woolen, Quadre Diggs, Devin Witherspoon, if he plays, he's questionable. I know they say he was limited yesterday with his hip. They take the ball away. Julian Love, 4 picks right now. They take the ball away. If you put this ball in harm's way, they will take the ball away. We can't have them turnovers. You know that's the name of the game. You know that's what they're going to want to do to offset some of the stuff that we do. No different than that's what we try to do to offset what they do. But they definitely got guys that are going to try to get that football, and they do a really good job of attacking the football, man. So we got to protect that rock. But those are the matchups, man, for me, man, that I'm looking at. And I'm saying, man, if we can knock them out, man, if we can win these right here, bro, we should take care of business and everything should work out how we wanted to work out for us, man.
Before we get into predictions, I'll give you a quick update on the injuries. Kenny limited. Trent Thompson full.
There we go. News. Shout out to Trent.
Najee limited.
He's in with a knee, right?
Yeah, he'll play. He's like last year's version of Ogunjobi on offense.
Yeah, man, you know that.
Minka Fitzpatrick, DNP. Isaac Seumalo, full practice.
What was Minka yesterday?
DNP. Maybe Friday, full.
What's the need? Dude, did they ever say what he did? I just saw literally Pat P fell on him. Yeah.
I'm actually surprised, just based off the reaction of that Colts game, I'm surprised he's potentially about to come back this week.
Yeah, because they made it seem like it was done. Yeah.
It looked bad.
Yeah.
And then no updates on Seattle right now. At least on the Steelers side. I wonder if Seattle has theirs
because
updated.
Like I said, Witherspoon was the big name on their end. He was limited yesterday. Yeah, if he's out, then now you're potentially seeing more of it'll be Artie and let me get the other cat's name real quick.
Woolen.
No, because Woolen's already gonna be out there. It'll be the Michael Jackson, Trey Brown, or even Kobe Bryant. Remember Kobe Bryant? Not
I do.
Not the Kobe, but our Kobe. Yeah. He's getting burned out there too right now, man.
Yeah, I thought he was better his rookie year than this year.
Yeah. So you can see like they've had injuries like we've had. Now, granted, our injured people are better than their injured people, but then they got the best in the nation. I think they missing the best safety in the nation, so that's part of what they're dealing with too.
All right, predictions.
Well, let's get the predictions in, baby. Let's get them in. Deke, talk to me, man. How you living on your end, baby? Do we get it done, and how do we get it done?
We do. We definitely do. I think we run this rock. I think Najee is a good game.
Mm-hmm.
I think Warren has his typical good game, his typical impact. And Mason plays good ball, man. I think he keeps it rolling. And it doesn't have to be 290 and 2 touchdowns. It doesn't need to be exactly how we saw it last week against Cincinnati. But as I've mentioned even with Kenny, like, you know it when you see it. You know when you need a good game. I don't need 5 touchdowns. I don't need, the gaudy fantasy stats to know this is solid quarterback play.
Yeah.
So I think Mason gives that to us. No picks for him either. Zero picks.
Keep it clean.
Yeah, something in the range of 200-ish. He gets maybe 1 or 2 passing touchdowns. But the offense moves. I think the offense is going to be consistent. I don't think Seahawks defense is anything to write home about. You will be able to run the ball on them. And if we are running it successfully, I think there's a deep shot or 2 in there for Mason.
Yeah.
Mason to Pickens. Maybe that hits again, or Pickens to Rudolph.
All right.
And defense, we battle. I think it's bend but don't break. I think you got to keep a lid on it here and lock in on the red zone. Make Seattle consistently execute down the field, because that's something that hasn't been given for them this year. Well, that hasn't been a given.
They also struggle in the red zone too. When that field gets condensed, they lose that
Don't
explosive
give up the
element.
big play.
Yep.
Do not give up the big play. And honestly, like, I think it makes sense to play that way. Just play like a zone, almost like we did last week. Because obviously we may not have the personnel for it. But even if we do get Minka back, bro, like with the Seattle receivers, it might just be better for us to go zone. Have JP like kind of shadow DK, but I don't know, dude. I don't know if I like Pat P and Levi Wallace manning up on Lockett or Njigba.
Because that's the whole issue this week. If you bastardize the coverage for JPJ to stay with DK, you're for certain going to get Lockett or Njigba on 2-9 and 34 Sullivan, because they're going to put Pat P in the post.
We'll have him back at safety. But even if Minka comes back and we put Pat P back to normal corner, I don't know if I like that either.
Yeah. But I low-key think they would keep Pat P at safety and just bring Minka out, have Pat P and Minka, and then take Eric off. Okay. I think they'll use him as like the third safety type cat, because they wouldn't want to have him out there full time and not have Pat P out. You know what I mean? Having to come on and off.
They like Pat P at safety.
Yeah. Well, to me, I think this is why Pat P has been playing so much better.
Pat P Steeler till he's 40, maybe.
Yeah,
Charles Woodson.
like he's been playing a lot better as a safety, because at corner, when you lose a step,
it
shows a lot more. Yeah, it shows up a lot more. Whereas he's shown that he can tackle now, or at least the willingness to do it. He don't look like it's going to hurt anymore when he's making tackles, which is important. said, this offseason, if you really commit to it, you go ahead and add you a little bit more muscle on you. Bulk just a little, not crazy, just about 2.5, 5 pounds. Just, you know what I mean? Just a little cushion. And that could be the difference for him, man. Because everything else he's elite at as a safety. From a coverage perspective, his disguise game, like, that's the beauty of when you get high-end corners that have the size and are willing to actually tackle, you move him to safety, bro. I mean, for him, he waited to the end.
He's got good safety speed, or at least good enough safety speed right now.
Bro, think about it. A slow corner is still elite speed safety. Slow corner is 4.4. 4.4 is safety. Like, bro, he's rolling. Most safeties 4.4, 4.5. Shoot, you might even get a 4.6 out there. Being real.
Pat Peter an extension.
Yeah. Corner, though, you got to be on them 4.2s, them 4.3s. You see all them cats running down the yard, man? Look at DK. Look at Tyreek Hill, man. I'm like, bro, that's a speed game out there, man.
Boz gets an opportunity or two.
Mm-hmm.
We don't punt, and he makes them. 23-17.
23-17?
That's the score I came up with yesterday. And
Hey,
I'm sticking with that. 23-17.
We ain't far off. I got us 24-20, man. I think that we do take care of business, man. But it's gonna be us leaning on that run game. But Mason will have to prove that he can make the big time throw. If I'm the D coordinator of the Seahawks, I have to see him do it again in terms of consistently throw that deep bomb. Because I'm saying, as Seattle, we tackle better in the secondary. We're not gonna let a slant, with 4 guys in close proximity, you're not about to go 80 on me out of it. I'm going to make that tackle. I want to see you have to keep snapping this ball. That's what I want to see. So, yeah, I think they are going to try to, play tough like that. And I think for us, the difference is this. Our pass rush, we went up front, and that's been our flavor all season. We saw it firsthand last week. When we got after Jake Browning, he struggled, looked god-awful at times. When he had some time to extend, that was when he was able to hurt us a little bit. These receivers, they didn't have Jamar Chase last week. So you can make a case that this group is a better group than what we saw last week because it's just 3 of them, whereas last week it was just Higgins and Boyd. But I think Geno is the better quarterback than Jake Browning. So, like I said, they're going to have some success. But to me, at the end of the day, man, our pass rush is the great equalizer, and that's how we get up out of this thing, and we for certain will have a turnover. So that's how I got it 24-20, and we definitely take care of business, man. Mm-hmm. Hey, shout out to Muhammad, the father. We're going to walk on your trap and take over your trap. Walk on your trap and take over your trap. That's what we're going to be on, bro.
Leah Warren, 23-20 Steelers. Noah Hood has 23-17 Steelers officially eliminated from playoff contention. So I guess he's predicting a loss.
That was a setup. I ain't like that one.
Mr. Uno, 28-13 Mason, the new Nick Foles.
Let's go. You know what they say about Nick Foles, man?
Wow.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Well, that means we won the Super Bowl this year.
We ain't tripping on that.
I would be ecstatic.
I ain't tripping on that at all, man. Let's go.
John Easton. Well, if that's the case, you definitely have to have Kenny around for next year.
Absolutely.
You have to, because Nick Foles was only Nick Foles was only good for that Super Bowl run, and he's been terrible ever since. So
yeah,
it's worth it though. I'd take the Super Bowl all day.
Yeah.
For Mason's future, he doesn't want that. For this year, he wants the Nick Foles moniker, but not for his future.
Once the Super Bowl champ, always a Super Bowl champ.
Yeah, he still had a career, right? I guess he bounced around the league and stuff.
He got paid after that though, Jacksonville.
Yeah. You got ample opportunities after that.
What all you looking for? You get you a ring, you got you to check. Man, come on, bro. Hall of Fame or Pro Bowl.
You'd be a hero here, yeah.
He been a Pro Bowler, like, what he missing?
No. Let's not say that shit, though. Why are we doing that now? I'm actually mad he said that, because now it got me thinking about all this stuff. We're just on to Seattle this week. Why'd you say that, bro? Why'd you say that?
We could never just go here. We always got to go all the way. That's what we do.
We're on to Seattle. I told you, no more bold predictions for me rest of the season.
We literally were from there.
I'm just focused on steady winning. That's all.
Oh, man. This be funny, bro. This is how we do, though, man. This is definitely how we do.
I'm happy. 24-13 Steelers. Charlie Solomon, 21-10 Steelers. A lot more Steelers dubs getting predicted this week compared to last week.
I like it then, man. I like it. Well,
I
shoot.
think Mason's got the chat predicting wins. Like
They didn't believe
They got
him
me
now,
looking
man.
like the old Deke out there in the stadium. I
Yeah.
think they got the chat
Let's go.
predicting wins now too.
Let's go. No, respect on that then, man. So shoot. I think we got a couple of supers that just came in at the end. Let's clean them up and then, or actually, how many do we have left? Real quick.
About 10.
All right, this is what we're going to do. Pull up them NFL.com. All right. We not about to go crazy. We just going to give our picks.
Okay.
And then after that, we're going to finish up with these supers and then be out.
Okay.
For you, Christian, because we like
So
you.
rapid fire.
Yes. Now we're going to see if
First one's tonight, Browns Jets.
Yeah, now
I'm
rapid
picking
fire.
Jets.
All right,
I'm
you
gonna
got
pick
Jets?
And I think it's like plus 7.5 on the
All
points.
right. Well, in Joe Flacco, I trust. Shout out to my 1AA cat.
It's plus 7 for the Jets. On the
Yeah.
road at
Give
Cleveland.
me Joe. Give me Joe. Come on, Joe. Joe ain't going to let me down.
This Jets defense needs to step up.
Joe ain't going to let me down.
Cowboys. This is Saturday night. Cowboys at home minus 5.5 against the Lions.
Detroit just clinched. Give me Dallas.
I got Lions with the points.
You said it was 5, right? Or
5.5.
Yeah.
Letdown game for Dallas here.
I'm calling that for Detroit. They just won their first division in how many years? Bro, I seen them boys flicked up on the gram. I said, okay, all right. Uh-huh.
What's Dallas playing for?
They still trying to play for the division.
Yeah, I'm out on that, actually. I'm out on that.
Yeah, they still got plenty to play for.
Oh, yeah, and I thought they beat Miami. They did not.
Mm-mm.
No.
Mm-mm.
Never mind. Yeah, 2 actually had a game-winning drive. I was so shocked.
It was kind of shocking. Yeah, I was like, I'm with
It
you.
didn't. It didn't register in my brain
Like, how
that
did that
actually
happen?
happened.
Yeah.
Commanders at home plus 12.5 against Niners.
Is it plus 12.5?
I think they're starting a new quarterback too. I think it's Brissett this week for the Commanders. Yeah, I just don't want anything to do with this, especially 49ers coming off of that loss, that bad loss.
Mm-hmm.
So I would pick 49ers with the minus 12.5 if you want the Commanders.
No.
Okay.
No. Mm-hmm.
Eagles at home minus 11 against the Cardinals. I would go Eagles.
I would too, unfortunately. I'm like, is Kyler still playing?
I think, yeah. I haven't heard anything
All
about
right,
him.
all right. I'm gonna roll with Kyler then.
You want the points plus
Yeah,
11?
I want the 11. Yeah.
All right, I got Eagles minus 11. Ravens at home minus 3 against the Dolphins.
I mean, I gotta pick Baltimore here. Yeah.
Same.
Yeah.
Bills at home against the Patriots minus 13.
I gotta pick Buffalo here. You know, this is the betterment of all of us.
I'll go Patriots plus 13.
You don't want
Zappy's been
You
kind
don't
of
want
hot
the
recently.
Patriots to win, bro. That's bad for us, man.
No way. That's
Yeah,
amazing.
that's just
for
terrible
us.
for us, bro.
You
No, it's
got to
terrible
look at
for
the
us,
rooting
man.
guide.
It's terrible. I looked at the rooting guide. I ain't even bring that over here because you know Buffalo could do something great if Seattle doesn't go well for us. So yeah, I was like, that's what I stay away from all of that. That's what I was like, yo, just I'm gonna rock with us and them, and that's it. Because yeah,
So it's the second game on the rooting guide. First one is tonight. We want the Jets over
Yeah.
the Browns. Second one, we want Patriots over Bills.
yeah. Because trust me, it's as simple as for Baltimore and the Seattle.
And I think we want Ravens over
Yeah,
Dolphins.
I'm
We-
like a
we've said
Baltimore
that
and
too.
Seattle, but you kick your feet up and yeah, here we are.
But yeah, I'll take the Patriots plus 13. Zappy hasn't been playing bad.
All right. Well, let's get it there,
Patriots
man.
defense can make things interesting.
Hey, it'll be fun, man. Hey, they won last time, so you should feel confident, bro.
Yeah, that was with a Mac game winner, though.
Oh, you should feel great about it, then, man. Zappy's way better than Mac.
I don't know about that. Zappy hasn't been playing bad, though.
Come on, man. He was playing better than Mac was.
At
We
this
lost to
point,
Mac.
yeah. At
We
this
lost to
point,
Mac.
yeah.
Yeah, heck yeah, bro.
Buccaneers at home minus 2.5 versus the Saints. I'll go Buccaneers.
Low key, I wanted to go Buccaneers too. Dang.
Giants at home plus 5.5 against the Rams. Tyrod.
Man, you know I'm rolling with my cat. Don't play.
I'm going Rams.
Yeah.
Rams are on one right now.
Listen, my dog Tyrod gonna come out there with the stupid custom cleat game. Always fire. Watch him on the pregame walkthrough. He only got one more drip than you. All right, because your drip is elite. But Tyrod, he drippy. All right, so we're gonna watch him. He gonna post a pic on the gram. Be like, all right, double like your joint. You know what time we on? Yeah.
What's the caption say?
It's gonna be something fire. He gonna hit you with some. He'll hit
It's
you
gonna
with
be
a
something
Drake
deep, huh?
quote. He always got a quote. When you're into that, you're into that. You feel me? So his quote is gonna match the fit some type where you be like, dang, that's just fire. Y'all see my quotes? I'll be like, let me throw an emoji in here and something. I don't know. Yeah. I don't be all thought provoking like that. He'll pull up a song lyric. I'm like, dang, bro, you took the time to get that, and then you just and then you color coordinated the lyrics with the fit. How you do that? You feel me? You have a little song playing in the background, like, dang, bro. I don't know. I don't be invested to it like that. But yeah, I inspired. One day I'm gonna be like that. I'm tell you, my quote and caption game gonna be elite, man.
Okay. Next we got Jaguars at home, -6 against the Panthers.
-6.
I'll take the Panthers +6. Lawrence is up in the air whether or not he plays.
If
AC joint sprain.
yeah,
This is part of the rooting guide. I'm just gonna roll with the rooting guide. We
Fair
want
enough.
Panthers over
fair
Jaguars,
enough.
and I don't think the Panthers played that bad last week. They actually started to look like a competent team.
Well, that's because Jair Alexander went out there as a team captain, and yeah, they proceeded to attack him afterwards. So you know what, man? If
Panthers +6.
if Trevor plays, give me Jacksonville.
Yeah, that's a steal for
Yeah,
you.
if Trevor plays, let me get Jacksonville.
Colts -3.5 against the Raiders. Colts are at home. I'm going Raiders.
Oh,
I'm Raiders.
I was
Again,
I'm
part of the rooting
definitely-
guide. We want Raiders over Colts.
Even better, because I'm like, yo,
And
I
I actually
rocks
think
with
the
Pierce,
Raiders
bro.
can win.
Yeah, I like them. I like what they
Just
got
beat
going
the
on
Chiefs.
right now.
They
Man.
got momentum, still playing for something.
Are you hiring Antonio Pierce as the main guy out there?
Absolutely.
Got to, right? Come on, man.
Absolutely.
Got to.
Bears at home, -3 against the Falcons.
Give me Phils. I roll with Phils.
Yeah,
Phils.
I don't really have a strong feeling on that.
Yeah.
I don't want to go Falcons.
Oh, you look like an Atlanta cat, man. Like you rock with Atlanta down there. See you with Lil Jon. Yeah.
No, I'm good.
East Side boys turning up. Yeah, I know you been in there with Future. Y'all post up at Magic City, huh? Yeah, I know how you get down, D. You ain't got a lot of me, man.
Texans at home, -4 against the Titans. I think C.J. Stroud is leaning towards playing.
Oh.
He has been practicing. I can double check, but I'll
I'm
go
going
Titans.
Tennessee. Oh,
I'll go Titans for the sake of the rooting guide.
I just thought Tennessee was going to win anyways, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because they literally just played them a couple weeks ago, too, bro. It was like 2 weeks ago. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Stroud out of the concussion protocol.
Yeah.
2 start Sunday versus Tennessee. Yeah, a little rust for Stroud.
I just think Tennessee always match. It's always that weird. I look at Tennessee and Houston as always like that Cincinnati and Browns situation whenever they play. It's always like awkward, weird, but I want to say the Browns be winning more than they supposed to, and I feel like that's this situation with Tennessee. I feel like
They almost beat them,
Yeah.
what was it, 2 weeks ago?
Uh-huh.
2-3 weeks ago. That was without Stroud, but
it was like, yeah.
still. Okay, Seahawks at home against Steelers.
You know who we running. What's the spread, though?
Seahawks -3.5.
Oh, yeah, we definitely like us.
KC at home, -6.5 against the Bengals. I'll do KC.
Is Jamar Chase back this week?
Oh, wow. I think we're actually, are we rooting for the Bengals?
I don't know, actually. Because this game
I
wasn't
don't-
on my radar.
I don't
Yeah.
know if we are or not.
This didn't make my card on, the other side. I ain't see this. Yeah. This
I've
match
seen
ain't pop up.
mixed. I've seen some people say it's better for the Bengals to beat the Chiefs because no matter what, we have the
the
tiebreaker.
tiebreaker over them, yeah.
But then who's getting in over the Chiefs? Is that assuming that the Raiders can somehow win the West and the Chiefs lose out?
It's either the Raiders or the Broncos, I'm assuming. No, Broncos are done now, so
Broncos
it has to
are
be
done?
the Raiders, yeah.
Oh, man.
Because not the Chargers. So, yeah.
Jamar Chase had quite the edge after practice today, addressing reporters. Said Chiefs don't have anyone that stands out on defense. It's not really like they have a Jalen Ramsey on their squad. I think he's playing.
That's what I like to hear. So, yeah, give me
Returns to
Cincy.
practice in limited work.
Give me Cincy. If he out there, he talking like that, give me Cincy. It won't fit that. Mm-mm.
I'll go with the Chiefs.
I
Broncos.
just went out there and took the Arrowhead one time. You want me to I get another one, and I ain't tripping, bro. You know I ain't tripping, bro.
Broncos at home -3.5 against the Chargers. What a disaster of a game.
Backup versus backup. Do we got to pick that one? I think that's a terrible game. I think this is god awful.
I'll go.
You should take Sean Payton. You like him as a coach. I'll go with the Chargers. Because they got Khalil Mack. And we got a Buffalo connection.
Yeah.
That's fair.
I don't want to pick this one.
You like Sean Payton, and I'm Khalil Mack. We both 716 cats. We didn't spend some time there.
I have no desire to pick that game.
You like Sean Payton? No, he's an offensive guy, bro.
Wait, so really, we don't have a Monday night game this week?
Nah, because
That's a shame.
Because everybody's waiting on, that last game. They're going to be deciding who's a Saturday, who's a Sunday game, isn't it?
For next week?
Yeah. So I think that might be why.
I think every game's Sunday next week. Or no, never mind. I don't know. I'm not 100%. Yeah, I have no clue. There's not a Monday night game, but the last game's Sunday night. Vikings versus Packers. Vikings at home, -1.
Yeah.
I'll go Packers.
How you gonna go Packers? That's crazy.
Packers +1. Better
You don't even like Packers.
Better
man.
quarterback.
Listen, my brother-in-law is the Packers fan. I told you, I've been rocking with Jordan Love, bro. I gotta go with them too, man. Shit.
All right, no, pick that game then.
All right, then perfect.
We got like 10 supers then.
All right, let's get it in for the record, Christian Manzi. I am definitely kicking Deke's butt with these games. Don't forget that.
Has anyone in the chat looked these up?
Yeah, they've all said I've been winning a lot more than you have. In all seriousness, man. I don't even making it up, man.
Someone needs to check for me.
They did, man. Scouts on it,
Because
bro.
I don't believe that at all.
Oh my god, I got integrity. I don't got no integrity, Deke.
We're at least tied.
Deke, I got integrity. But I low key, I'm up like 6 on you, bro.
I don't know about that.
Yeah. It ain't like the pressures combo, but it's kind of like the sacks combo. You know what I mean? Like I ain't up 30 and 20, but we close. Yeah. But I'm on the front end.
Okay. Adrian Martinez says Mason making reporters laugh. Real estate.
What are you talking about, man? What Mason have done?
Yeah, he made the comment that after the Bengals game and how he played, he guesses he doesn't have to go into real estate now. At least he could hold off on that a little bit longer.
Hey, salute him there. There you go.
828 style. Deke's take on Seven's tough love is the worst take you've ever given. It makes no sense at all to even make that take. Seven wasn't even thinking about tough love. Hashtag come on, man. We got a come on man in there.
Hey, shout out to 828 said, absolutely not. If you were going to steer this to 7, I got to draw that line somewhere. Y'all heard how I was. I was just like, I'm respectfully answering this way. Yes, 828, yeah.
You guys haven't seen the master plan the whole time?
828 said, I'll be danged. You not about to do this to me, man. No, I am not. No. Shout out to 828, man.
Ethan Leach, does Kenny get put in if he doesn't start now that we know he said himself he's good to go?
I think the only way you see Kenny is if Mason has, like I said, one of them 3 turnover, just disastrous performances. And I don't think that we're gonna get that from him personally, man. So I don't think we see Kenny this week, man. Unless Coach T says he's the starter, I don't anticipate seeing him, man.
Limited practice again today. 828 style. If 2-9 is on Lockett, he'll have 200 yards.
Hey, yo.
Please let Minka come back and Pat P check Lockett. Moose should kill the Rose Bush, and 18 goes off this game. Hashtag here we go.
Let's go.
Maybe. Yeah,
So,
maybe they put a lot of attention to Pickens.
Yeah.
Opens it up for 18.
So now let's talk about it just a little bit because it's about to be 7 o'clock, man. But in terms of Levi, the way they're gonna play Lockett, man, Levi can get hands on T Lockett. You're gonna keep the safeties over top. That's what you have to do. The problem is this. Remember we talked about how the run game opens up the pass game and vice versa. If we stay in a too high shell, which would protect Levi Wallace, it would protect a Shannon Sullivan, it would protect any other corner opposite JPJ particularly, right? On the vertical plays, which we know they struggle with. The problem with that is you open up the box for Kenneth Walker because now you're taking one of your better run defenders out and putting him in the deep half to protect against them throws. That's the pros and cons. When Deke said they just like us, that's what he's implying as well, man. We trying to do them same things. Cincinnati were really able to accomplish it and had them in a bind. Do I bring that safety into that box to stop the run, or do I try to guard against this pass? That's what they're going to be trying to do to us, man. So we are going to have to play around with that a little bit, and that's why I'm looking at guys like Highsmith and TJ, and I'm saying y'all have to be the answer to that.
Might be a slow starting game in general. Like first quarter, just a feeling out process of both
Seriously,
teams.
man. See how they
Unfamiliarity
want to play it. How do you want to attack this? Okay, what is their empty check? How do they respond to this concept? And you don't see the shot in the first half. It might come in the second half. Once they didn't, all right, give them this, give them this, give them this. All right, we didn't peep. What are you doing? Now we going right here. So it could be that. in terms of Muth on Bush, yeah, that should be one that we win. But this is the part where I look at our protection. I say, yo, we're going to have to hold up. But at least with Muth, those are quicker developing plays. It's not 30 yards, 20 yards down the grass. So that could definitely help offset some of their pass rush stuff, because I do think
we need some Jalen Warren on D Bush isolation.
Yes.
I think that's what
I
I'd
like
to
that
see.
way more personally, man. I would much rather you burst them up.
Oh,
have
it's
them
better
out,
for entertainment purposes
sending them
too.
out fast to the flat, stuff like that. Yeah. And honestly, even if they keep Bobby Wagner out there, I still like the same approach. I want to make Bobby run in space, bro. Love Bobby as a player, love his career, but at this stage, that is where you're starting to see him slow down. No different. We taught Patrick Peterson. That's where he was starting to slow down. Make him play in space, bro. I'm putting 30 out there, and you're going to have to make this tackle 10 times in space, bro, one-on-one for me to believe it. You're going to have to guard this man every single time on this dump-off check down and tackle that one-on-one for me to believe it, bro. That's my energy with it, man. Until they show they can stop it, and then if the pass rush is not getting home and our O-line is actually protecting, well, now I'm going to take a shot on you. But, yeah, I love playing through 30, man. Love that.
Ethan Leach, lay off Deke, y'all. He's entitled to his own opinion.
Thank you, Ethan. Yeah. Get up off my dog, man.
Nah, the hate's fine.
Get up off my dog.
Steeler Nation on fire. Y'all see Big Ben's comments on JPJ. Ben said JPJ should wear the same color of gloves as the opponent's jersey colors instead of the bright yellow gloves.
Yeah, just so that way it's more hidden. I mean, I think Pat P does it. You got some guys that do it, some guys that don't.
We don't have any navy gloves, huh?
Yeah.
We need. Well, I guess you'd have to wear black
These are
ones.
black, yeah. So
Black
yeah,
ones for
if
this week.
Yeah, if you're playing against dark colored team, dark colored gloves. Playing against light colored team, light colored gloves. So that way refs, when you're at the point of attack, they don't see the little tug, because they know the receiver can push off and they gonna let that fly all the time. So to combat that, you got to pull here. So
Devin Herbert. Any chance JP and DK get in a fight and ejected this game?
definitely a strong possibility, man, because those are two bulldogs right there. They don't duck smoke from anything. So yeah, I would not be surprised, but I do feel like cooler heads will prevail because they're both professionals.
I think we lose on that transaction too, actually.
Yeah,
I think we would.
because they got more weapons at receiver than we got JPJ's at corner.
I think
Yeah,
JP is more valuable to our defense
Yeah.
than DK to their
I
offense.
thought you said we was gonna lose the fight. I'm like, D, don't do that.
No, I'm saying no. Sometimes you do that though in a game. Like,
No, seriously, yeah.
can you get one of your scrappers to ruffle feathers of the
Yeah.
opposing team's star player and get them both ejected?
Right.
Where it's like, all right, we're just losing the scrapper, but
You
they're
losing
losing
your
their
guy.
star.
Yeah.
But I think in that
Absolutely.
case, losing JP would be more
Yeah.
hurtful to us than it would be for Seattle losing DK.
Mm-hmm.
AJ Martinez has his prediction: Steelers 31-20. Mason 3 touchdowns, 315 yards, and no picks.
Let's go. Let's go. Need that, baby. Need that. Dude, it's 7:03, bro. We cooking. I
AJ
love it.
Martinez gifted a Mets membership to our Barley 18.
Shut
Our
Ah.
Barley.
Shut
Our
up.
Barley sneaks in an upper end membership.
Shut up. AJ Martinez at all Barley 18. You know we love you, baby. Welcome to the upper room. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Tyler from the 334. This time a week ago, I was on the way to Pitt. Goes
About a
by
week
too
ago.
fast.
Week ago.
Game felt like a dream. Praying Mason rings in the new year like he did Christmas. 30-24 Pitt.
Let's go. That would be fire. I would love that. Would love that for the new year, baby.
AJ Martinez, blessings, love, and respect to all of us. Let's go. And gifted a Mets membership to Joey Weaver.
Man, salute you, AJ and Joey Weaver. Welcome to the upper room. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And shout out once again, man, to AJ Martinez. We obviously know, man, you always are rocking with us, man, doing a whole bunch of stuff. But just your last message, man. Blessings, love, and respect to all of us. I think that's something that, man, I know here with our community, and even with me and Deke, we talking about it, man. I think we all do a good job of that. But, man, let's also always make sure we a little bit more, just mindful of that, man. Whenever we are criticizing and critiquing, man, that we keep it performance and not individuals, right? We don't want to be attacking people's character and stuff like that when we don't know them type of things, because we all humans at the same time, man. And just because they playing this game and making their money, it doesn't change the fact that they just like everybody else, man. They people. All right. So respect, love, and all that other stuff in between, baby. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And I think we've reached the conclusion today. Salute y'all, man. Salute Deke. Salute Miles Killebrew. Y'all hit that like button one more again. And don't forget to subscribe. And yeah. Got anything on the back end?
Nope.
Well, with that being the case,
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. You're right. Happy New Year.
Yeah.
Happy New Year. You streaming? Bleacher Report? Where they at?
Yeah. After the game. Yeah.
Tap in.
Whoa, and I shouldn't have done this, but I did. New Year's Day morning at 11:30.
Ew. What?
I'll be there.
Oh, you are a savage. You got something. No,
Nah, listen, I was given the option. I said yeah. I said yeah. So you could see me there too. New Year's Day.
Hey, man.
I was there for Christmas Day. I figured, why not New Year's Day?
Man. Hey, look, that's a man of the people, but that's multiply what we call a professional. All right? That's a professional. Y'all heard, man. It's a top-notch organization we got over here because of people like Deke, all right? So salute y'all. Salute everybody, man. Y'all stay safe out there for New Year's. And Happy New Year's on this side of town, man. But either way, until next time, baby.
Peace.